Seeing Yi Mo being so polite to him, Luo Yujin felt surprised and overwhelmed, but he immediately realized it was because he casually helped his family before. Seeing Yi Mo being so polite to him, Luo Yujin felt surprised and overwhelmed, but he immediately realized it was because he casually helped his family before. It was just a spontaneous idea to help. Realizing this, Luo Yujin regretted not helping them more. He just admired that Yi Mo was able to get into the 36th domain, so he helped Su Jingwen. Although he got Yi Mo's good impression, he didn't feel he could say someone like Yi Mo's name, so he saluted with his fists. In that case, I'll call you Brother Yi. Brother Yi, because we in West Cultivator City have the least number of Truth Realization State cultivators in the West Extreme State. Please have mercy on Palace Lord Yu. Yi Mo knew what he meant. Truth Realization State cultivator meant power. If human cultivators fought with other powers, Truth Realization State cultivators were a decisive power. If he killed 2 Truth Realization State cultivators here, he would be weakening the power of the West Cultivator City. If Yu Zhongtong still didn't know that now was his chance, he would have lived so long for nothing. He quickly took out a storage ring and gave it to Yi Mo Yi Qianbei. This is 600 million extreme grade spirit stones and 1 extreme grade segmented earth. If Qianbei think it's not enough, Wanbei will go get more spirit stones. Although he knew that his things were enough for 1 billion spirit stones, the most powerful people in the West Cultivator City weren't here. If Yi Mo wanted to kill him, there was really nothing he could do. That extreme grade segmented earth was just what Yi Mo needed. It was used for setting up long-distance teleportation formations. Yi Mo took the things and said, "That will be fine. On account of City Lord Luo, I'll let you go. Otherwise, I will pull out the spirit range under your palace next time." Hearing this, Yu Zhongtong shivered, thinking this sort of Qianbei did weird things indeed, pulling out even spirit ranges. "Marshal Uncle Yi, these are the proofs for the 3 bets. 1 is for Jean Gwen's sister, 1 is for me, and 1 is for Sister Yen Yen." Yu Chan quickly gave the 3 jade slips to Yi Mo. Yi Mo scanned them. How could he not know what Yu Chan was thinking? He gave the jade slips to Yu Zhongtong and took out 2 storage rings, 1 for Yu Chan and 1 for Yen Yen. Yu Chan did all this for the spirit stones and happily took it. She even pretended to not see the signal her master was giving her. She had never imagined to get 100 million spirit stones, but now she got it. Even her master wasn't as rich as her. "Brother Yi, would you have the time to come to the City Lord Estate for a chat?" Luo Yujin saluted with his fists. Yi Mo quickly said, "Thank you, Brother Luo. I still have other things to do. I will be still staying here for another month. If you need anything, you can come find me at West Moon Hotel." Luo Yujin helped Su Jingwen and them casually, but it was just a small help. He didn't truly care if Su Jingwen and them died. So he would go help Luo Yujin if he needed, but he didn't want to waste time to go chat with him in the City Lord Estate. Yi Mo was planning to go to God Beast Mountain Range to see if that 3rd God Lord got the ice carrot. Either way, he was about to leave West Extreme State. Luo Yujin saw this and felt pity. He really wanted to connect with Yi Mo, but Yi Mo didn't seem interested in staying in West Cultivator City for long. It seems he would have to go visit him personally at the West Moon Hotel. Just when Luo Yujin wanted to leave, a flaming red messenger flying sword flew into his hands. Luo Yujin looked at it, and his face changed drastically. He took a step and left quicker than Yi Mo. Seeing this, Yi Mo didn't care. He was going to take them to annihilate Shizhong Merchant Association, but when he arrived there, he realized that the Merchant Association dispersed as soon as Meng Sha was dead. No one wanted to stay in Shizhong Merchant Association. When Yi Mo and them got back to the Shiyu Hotel, news that the cultivator, who went to the 36th domain, didn't die spread throughout the entire city. The stories got more and more absurd that eventually it became that Yi Mo used a cultivation essence giant hand and easily crushed Meng Sha. No matter what, two things were real: Meng Sha was killed, and that absurd cultivator was in West Moon Hotel. In terms of fame, no place was more famous than West Moon Hotel. The owner of the hotel couldn't stop smiling. There were countless cultivators flocking to West Moon Hotel, but they were all rejected by the owner of the hotel. The reason was simple: the Qianbei's cultivation must not be disturbed. The West Moon Hotel was scared that Yi Mo would go another place after seeing so many people. This wasn't it. A cauldron-filling state cultivator was sent to watch nearby for ruckus. He was there to stop any people from disturbing the powerful Qianbei inside. Countless people roamed outside the hotel, but it was impossible to go in. However, today, the owner was troubled. The people who came to visit Yi Mo together were too powerful. One was the Second City Lord Yuming, Fifth Vice City Lord Luo Yujin, one of the two association leaders of Xing Cultivator Association Wang Xie, and the number 1 Merchant Association of West Cultivator City, West Cultivator Merchant Associations, number 1 paid guest Niu Riyang were all here. With them here, the owner didn't have the power to stop them all outside. He could only ask them to wait outside while he reported. Just when he didn't know how to explain to Yi Mo, he heard Yi Mo's voice. "Since they're all here, let them come." These words were like heavenly music for the owner. Usually, these 4 people would be furious if anyone dared to tell them to wait, but they weren't angry at all now. Luckily, the owner told them Yi Mo would see them. Yi Mo guessed why they came to see him, but he was still a little surprised to see them all come together. Luo Yujin introduced the other people to Yi Mo. Yuming was the only female cultivator. She was pretty and spoke softly. Yi Mo didn't expect a woman like her to be the number 2 city lord here. She was much more powerful than Luo Yujin. She was Truth Realization State Level 7. Wang Xie was the person who invited Yi Mo to join Xing Cultivator Association. His age was indistinguishable, but he didn't seem old. He was the strongest of the 4, Truth Realization State Level 9. Niu Ruyang seemed very honest, but he was Truth Realization State Level 8. Yi Mo greeted them, and the first thing Wang Xie did was take out a blue wooden box to Yi Mo. "Brother Yi, this is a small gift from the Xing Cultivator Alliance to connect with Brother Yi. Please take it." Yi Mo felt strange. Why Wang Xie would give him a gift the first time he saw him? Did he still want him to join the Xing Cultivator Association? Yi Mo felt strange. Why Wang Xie would give him a gift the first time he saw him? Did he still want him to join the Xing Cultivator Association? Wang Xie still wanted to invite Yi Mo to join them when he first came out of the 28th domain, but now he knew that a powerful being like Yi Mo wasn't going to join them. Seeing this, Yu Ming and Niu Ruyang each took out a jade box for Yi Mo and spoke the same words as Wang Xie. They each had spirit sense restrictions, but they were very simplistic. Yi Mo's spirit sense blade easily swiped through and saw what was inside. Wang Xie's jade box contained a green blade. It was a low-grade immortal artifact. Yi Mo was shook and thought about why Wang Xie gave him such precious gift. However, low-grade immortal artifact was far from as precious as his Z. So he didn't get truly moved. Yu Ming's gift represented the City Lord estate. Yi Mo scanned his spirit sense it was a Mei Sha flame. It was ranked 13th in the cultivation realm. However, he just glanced at it and lost interest. Niu Ruyang's jade box had about 10 drops of 10,000-year stalagmite marrow. It was extremely precious to other people, but to him it was nothing. Yi Mo lost interest in all 3 boxes and frowned. "What do you guys mean? I'm just passing by the city, but you guys give me such precious gifts. I don't think I can take them." The 4 were dazed. Yi Mo didn't even open these jade boxes and said he couldn't take these gifts. What did he mean? They wouldn't dare to believe Yi Mo's spirit sense could pierce the spirit sense restrictions. Wang Xie seemed surprised. If Yi Mo saw the things, it would be much easier for them to talk. But Yi Mo didn't even open them and rejected them. Seeing this, he got up and saluted with his fists. Brother Yi, it's this Wishing Cultivator Alliance took out this gift wanting to invite Brother Yi to be our grand paid elder. Wang Xie paused here, but Yi Mo knew what he meant. Yi Mo waved his hand. I'm going to leave the West Cultivator City soon. I'm not too interested in your association's grand paid elder position. Wang Xie continued. I know, brother, you can't stay at our association, but this time we brought a low-grade immortal artifact just to connect with Brother Yi. Please don't think it's too low of a gift. Then Wang Xie looked at Yi Mo's face. He said this because no cultivator, not even Truth Realization State Peak Stage, would be able to hear the words immortal artifact and sit calmly. But he was disappointed to find that Yi Mo's face was very calm, as though he could buy the likes of low-grade immortal artifacts on the streets anytime. Yu Ming and them were more shocked. The Xing Cultivator Association was even willing to bring out the low-grade immortal artifact with their gifts too shabby. Yi Mo sneered. He knew that this Wang Xie wasn't that generous. A generous cultivator wouldn't create a bloody place like the Xing Cultivator Alliance. Plus, he knew the reason that taking someone's things meant he had to go help him. Seeing Yu Ming about to speak, Yi Mo stopped her and said, just tell me the purpose of coming here. If I can help, I will help, but if not, then please leave. If he wasn't going to leave Su Jingwen and them here for a while, when he went to the God Beast Mountain Range, he would have rejected them straight away. Yu Ming's eyes flashed with a sliver of helplessness, and he could only say, Brother Yi, you probably know of the West Extreme Sand River, right? Yi Mo nodded. He heard from Yen that other than the Demon Lands, the Sand River was the largest. It was also a very dangerous place. Yu Ming said immediately, there has been no one able to ascend into the immortal realm for a few thousand years here. I heard that it's the same with the other states. Even if you reach Truth Realization State Peak Stage, you can't feel the immortal ascension, divine damnation. Yi Mo heard about this and immediately began to take notice. With enough cultivation resources, it wouldn't take long for him to reach Truth Realization State. Seeing Yi Mo's interest, Yu Ming said, the Xing Cultivator Association has been searching all the big ruins and ancient cultivation homes in West Extreme State. Even in the Sand River, there are many people from the Xing Cultivator Association, so they know the most amount of ancient cultivation ruins. A year ago, they found a sealing ground in the Sand River. Wang Xie continued, yes, a disaster transformation state peak stage cultivator from our association found it. He's called Chongyu. He's also a level 7 formation Grand Master. He said that the seal was a dimension seal. Such seals are very rare in the cultivation world. Yi Mo glanced at Wang Xie. Since it's a dimension seal, how do you guys know about it? With Yi Mo's formation skills, he knew what it was. Dimension seals weren't something ordinary cultivators could notice. Even if you walked past it, you wouldn't be able to see it. Even he might not be able to see it. Wang Xie quickly explained. It was a coincidence that Chongyu was able to see it. He stayed in the Sand River for too long and saw hallucinations. He attacked the hallucination with his magic artifact. The two cultivators with him quickly stopped him. Chongyu woke up soon and said he felt other spirit power in the dimension. Yi Mo frowned. Usually, there wouldn't be other spirit power waves if you attacked an empty place with your own cultivation essence, as there were no obstructions. Seeing Yi Mo's suspicion, Wang Xie quickly said, the other two with Chongyu didn't believe it either, but Chongyu kept attacking with his magic artifact, and indeed, a dimension seal was revealed sometime after under the attacks. When news got back, Association Leader Zhua, and I felt this wasn't simple, so Association Leader Zhua went to check it personally. It was indeed a dimension seal, and it was only tip of the iceberg. After Association Leader Zhua checked the seal, he came to the conclusion that this seal sealed us West Extreme State from going to other dimensions. This meant that as long as the seal was present, we West Extreme State cultivators would be forever unable to ascend to another dimension, the immortal realm. Yi Mo fell silent. It was too absurd that someone could stop the cultivators of this realm from immortal ascension. Just how much power was needed to do that? Even if he reached truth realization state peak stage, he wouldn't be able to seal the tip of the iceberg of a realm. This had nothing to do with formation skills. Seeing Yi Mo fall silent, Yu Ming said, "Due to this, we've sent 5 truth realization state cultivators, and even the God-Beast Mountain Range and Heartless Forest sent 5 truth realization state each just to break this seal." Yi Mo thought that the big and second God Lord weren't at the God-Beast Mountain Ranges. It seemed they went to the Sand River. Wang Xie said, "Brother Yi might not believe it, but once a sliver of the seal was opened, the inside was filled with immortal crystals. The city lord of West Cultivator City even suspects that there's an immortal range below supplying the power to this seal." Immortal crystals? Immortal range? Yi Mo couldn't keep calm anymore and got up abruptly. He wanted to help with the seal, but that wasn't enough to attract him to go. He wasn't some savior. He was thinking if there was the same seal in South P State. He only needed one immortal crystal to break through one level. If he got so many immortal crystals and even one immortal range, everyone around him would be able to cultivate very fast. Wang Xie quickly said, "That's right, immortal crystals. As for an immortal range, it's City Lord Xie's guess." At this moment, the owner of the hotel notified anxiously. The third God Lord of God-Beast Mountain Range came to visit, saying he has what Master Yi needs. Hearing this, Yi Mo rejoiced and said, "Invite him in quick." "No, I'll go myself." Then Yi Mo went out desperately. Ha ha! Before Yi Mo walked out of the door, third God Lord Zhao Huanjing's laughter sounded. He quickly came up and saluted with his fists. "Brother Yi, I finally got what you needed. Brother Yi, have a look. Is this it?" Ha ha! Before Yi Mo walked out of the door, third God Lord Zhao Huanjing's laughter sounded. He quickly came up and saluted with his fists. "Brother Yi, I finally got what you needed. Brother Yi, have a look. Is this it?" Then Zhao Huanjing took out an icy cold jade box to Yi Mo. Yi Mo took it and immediately knew it was an ice carrot. He scanned his spirit sense in and immediately knew that it was only picked a few days ago. In his joy, Yi Mo quickly took it and said with extreme gratitude, "Brother Zhao, you've really helped me out a great deal. If you need anything for me to do, just ask me. I will do it to the best of my ability." Yi Mo was truly grateful. This third God Lord didn't seem to have a good temper, but he did things quickly. Before he even went to God-Beast Mountain Range, he brought the things over. Yi Mo knew that someone like third God Lord wouldn't be beaten here, but the West Cultivator City and God-Beast Mountain Range didn't have a very harmonious relationship. The ice carrot was too important to him. Now that he had a few more extreme grade spirit ranges, he would be able to barely reach Disaster Transformation State Peak Stage. Once he was Disaster Transformation State Peak Stage, he would need pills to reach Truth Realization State. Zhao Huanjing giving him the ice carrot was like giving him Truth Realization State. Zhao Huanjing felt Yi Mo's hospitality and was surprised, but he quickly said, "It was my fortune that I could connect with someone like Brother Yi. I came here firstly to bring the present over, but secondly to ask Brother Yi to help concoct a few truth marrow pills." Zhao Huanjing was straightforward too and spoke of his desire before he even sat down. Wang Xie and them were already very shocked, seeing that the third God Lord came here personally, but now that they heard him ask Yi Mo to concoct the truth marrow pill, they all got up in shock. Brother Yi can really concoct the truth marrow pill? Wang Xie sucked in a cold breath. Third God Lord then saluted to Wang Xie and them. "Jiao greets you guys. In order to see Brother Yi quickly, I came here without notice. Please forgive me." Yu Ming saluted back. It's fine, it's fine." She looked at Yi Mo in more shock. Truth Marrow Pill was an extreme grade pill for truth realization state cultivators to recover cultivation essence and injuries. Truth realization state cultivators were the most powerful beings in the cultivation realm, but they had an extreme weakness. If they were injured or depleted in power, it would cost a huge amount of spirit stones and time to recover their cultivation essence. But Truth Marrow Pill made up for this. However, it was a level 9 heaven grade pill. Yu Ming and them were shocked because if Yi Mo could concoct it, then he was a level 9 pill king. Brother Yi, you're a level 9 pill king. Niu Ruyang didn't speak much, but even he was shocked now. A level 9 pill king sat before him. This was more shocking than him passing the 36th domain. Jiao Huanjing just realized that the people here didn't know Yi Mo was a level 8 pill king. So he said with satisfaction, Brother Yi is now at level 8 pill king peak. It will just be a moment for him to reach level 9 pill king. It's fine, we have a lot of spirit herbs for truth marrow pills. Brother Yi, you can try all you want, we'll come again if it didn't work. Yi Mo's mouth spasmed upon hearing these words. Only he would be able to say that he had plenty of materials for the truth marrow pill. Now that Yi Mo got ice carrot, he was feeling extremely well. He had never felt so good before. He let Jiao Huanjing sit down before saluting to the rest of the people. That's right, I'm not a level 9 pill king yet. I'm only a level 8 pill king, but I should be fine concocting truth marrow pill for Brother Jiao. Yi Mo wasn't bluffing. He had wasted nearly 20 level 9 spirit herbs in the hotel. It would only be a short time for him to reach level 9 pill king. Yi Mo was really a level 9 pill king? Wang Xie and them took a cold breath in. They didn't know it at all, but the dim-witted third god, Lord knew instead. They immediately became excited. Level 9 pill king. If they connected well with Yi Mo, only one cauldron of pills would be enough for them. It was very hard for truth realization state cultivators to cultivate. Other than the lack of resources, it was due to the lack of level 9 heaven pills. Although there were 4 or 5 truth realization state cultivators here, only one used pills to reach truth realization state, and that was Wang Xie. The rest of them used powerful spirit herbs, but how many of those spirit herbs were there? It was also very dangerous to use just spirit herbs to reach truth realization state. The potency of the herbs might be too strong, and it was very easy to die. The West Extreme State had an abundance of spirit herbs. There were ample high-level spirit herbs. Otherwise, there would only be a few truth realization state here. Suddenly, Yu Ming thought of something and asked, Third God Lord, do you suddenly need Brother Yi to concoct truth marrow pills to go to Sand River? Third God Lord's eyes turned sad. That's right. Our big God Lord was heavily injured at the sealing grounds, and his cultivation essence hasn't recovered. I need to ask Brother Yi to concoct truth marrow pills, so I can go there. Luo Yujin also said to Yi Mo, Brother Yi, it's indeed so. Not long ago, we also got a messenger flying sword saying that the third city lord of West Cultivator City is also heavily injured. So we came to invite you. Brother Yi is going to Sand River too? Third God Lord looked at Yi Mo in confusion. He wasn't a West Extreme State cultivator. Why would he intervene in such thing? Before Yi Mo could reply, a crisp female cultivator's voice sounded. Jiao Huanjing, if you don't come out in 3 seconds, I will tear this shabby hotel down. Hearing this voice, Jiao Huanjing's face changed, and he charged out without even telling Yi Mo, and them followed out too. Yu Ming, and them came too. Who dared to say such a thing here? 2 pretty women stood outside the hotel. They didn't seem old, but Yi Mo knew that the red-robed woman couldn't be young. She was Truth Realization State Level 7 peak. The woman behind her wore a blue dress, and Yi Mo felt she was only 20 years old, but her power was Hollow Spirit State Level 1. Her talent was on the same level as Jing Li. Other than absurd talent, her beauty was on par with Su Jin Wen. Her long hair laid behind her back, and she stood there perfectly behind the red-robed woman. She didn't say anything, and had a frigid chi, Sister Fei Huan. Jian Huanjing's face was very bad. The red-robed woman said in contempt, "Jiao Huanjing, don't try to get close to me. Give me my ice carrot and tie yourself up and apologize at my snow forest pond, or I will slice your dragon head off today." Then she released 2 snow white magic artifacts, each with an ice flower on it. With this, the space around there froze. Moments later, there were even cracking sounds in the air. The cultivators, watching on the side, quickly retreated. Yi Mo immediately knew that this domain was in great completion. This was a frozen domain. Jiao Huanjing was no match for her. Yi Mo was going to watch and help Jiao Huanjing later, but now he had to stand out as it involved the ice carrot. He walked out and said politely, "Sister, if there's anything, please come have a talk inside. If Brother Jiao offended you, I will apologize to you for him." Then Yi Mo saluted with his fists. The red-robed woman sneered. "What thing are you? How dare you call me sister?" Puff then. Her frost domain swept at Yi Mo. Yi Mo was such a young cultivator, at most hollow spirit state. Clearly he was no good guy to be with Jiao Huanjing. So what if she killed him? Yi Mo felt this domain's force and his face changed. This woman was so cruel. If it was some ordinary person, how could they survive? Even if they were to survive, they would be heavily injured and their cultivation life would be over. Yi Mo's fury rose, and so did his power. His domain expanded out, and at the same time he released Zisu. This was the first time he fought with a truth realization state tertiary stage. Seeing Yi Mo dare to release his magic artifact, the red-robed woman looked contemptuous. The killing intent in her eyes grew. Just when she wanted to tear Yi Mo apart with her domain, there were light cracking sounds. The cracking sound was small, but those stronger cultivators nearby could all hear it. Those truth realization state cultivators were shocked. This was the sound of domain shattering. The cracking sound was small, but those stronger cultivators nearby could all hear it. Those truth realization state cultivators were shocked. This was the sound of domain shattering. Only domains that were near great completion would have this cracking sound. Everyone saw the power of the red-robed woman's domain. It was dominating, but they didn't see Yi Mo do anything at all, and that red-robed woman's domain shattered. The only explanation was that Yi Mo used his own domain to shatter it, using one's own domain to shatter another's domain. How great was the mastery in domain! Great completion, or even better, the red-robed woman's domain couldn't resist Yi Mo's domain at all. Yi Mo's power was too astonishing. But then they remembered that Yi Mo was the absurd cultivator who passed the Heaven 36 domains and realized it didn't seem all that absurd. Seeing this, the red-robed woman's face changed. Even a truth realization state, peak stage cultivator, wouldn't be able to break her domain without even moving. Immediately, she felt a confinement of dimension. It grew bigger and bigger. She even had the feeling that eventually she might not even be able to move. She didn't dare to hesitate and sliced out her dual blades with full power. Howling sounds flew in the air. It was like the coldest winter when blizzards howled. 2 mist-like beams sliced across the space between them, looming over Yi Mo. Yi Mo also heard the cracking sound. He knew his domain that hadn't formed yet cracked under this attack. He knew that his domain was still too weak against truth realization state, tertiary stage cultivators. He used Zisu immediately too. An extremely vibrant purple ray sliced across the air towards the red-robed woman. Illusion Cloud Hua, Mountain Strike, the killing intent she had for Yi Mo made Yi Mo also have killing intent. Yi Mo was never going to show mercy to those who wanted to kill him. The cultivators nearby saw the extremely vibrant purple ray and were mesmerized. But those truth realization state cultivators saw clearly that this purple ray had the determination to kill. Rumble, the 2 clashed together. White mist and purple sword rays splashed everywhere. Those cultivators nearby immediately felt very cold, and all used their defense magic artifacts without hesitation. Zissou was slowed down, but the dual blades were hacked away. In her shock, the woman barely used a middle-grade cultivation artifact shield in time. Crack another thud, and the shield was hacked apart due to lack of cultivation essence. Finally, Zissou's momentum stopped. The woman immediately spat blood and flew out a few hundred meters before stopping. That cold blue-dressed woman finally began to worry and charged up, asking, "Master, are you okay?" Zissou came back to Yi Mo's hands with the woman's blood, but Yi Mo didn't stop there. He took a step forward, and his power rose drastically. The cultivators watching were all shook. A truth realization state level 7 cultivator couldn't even last 7 minutes and was injured. The blue-robed girl had a terrified look seeing that Yi Mo was going to keep attacking, but before she said anything, Third God Lord came up to Yi Mo. "Thank you, Brother Yi, for helping, but please have mercy." Yi Mo looked at him in confusion. "This person wanted to kill you, but you still want to give her mercy?" Third God Lord smiled bitterly. "I did steal the ice carrot from her. I thought she would notice so early. By the time I would have come back from Sand River, even if she knew Big Brother and Second Brother would help me. However, I didn't expect her to follow me right here. And she's the owner of the Snow Forest Pond. She can't be killed. I won't explain the reason. It's too complicated." Yi Mo nodded and put away Zissou. Seeing this, Third God Lord rejoiced and said to Yi Mo quickly, "Brother Yi, you're really a good friend." "Thank you." Ruofei, move aside. The red-robed woman called back her weapon and said coldly, "If I wasn't careless, how could I be injured so easily? If you want to fight again, very well, let's fight again." Yi Mo ignored her. If she dared to fight again, he wasn't going to show mercy. He took her ice carrot, but she tried to take his life. The blue-robed girl changed the topic. "Master, let's go greet paid Elder Nyo." The red-robed woman nodded. "Go." However, Nyo Riang already walked over and greeted the red-robed woman politely. "Goddess Mu, long time no see. You're still as beautiful as ever." The red-robed woman grunted but didn't say anything. The blue-robed girl quickly said, "Ruo Fei greets Uncle Nyo." Yi Mo looked at the girl in confusion. Seeing this, Third God Lord thought Yi Mo was interested in her. After all, when he came to the God-Beast mountain range, he had quite a lot of pretty women next to him. So he explained quietly to Yi Mo, "Brother Yi, that girl is called Len Ruofei. She's the personal disciple of Mu Fei Huan. Her talent is extremely good. She's also the daughter of the West Cultivator Merchant Association leader's daughter." Then he said, "It's not impossible if Brother Yi wants her, but she's the fiancée of our younger master, if you want." Although he kept his voice low, almost everyone heard this. Yi Mo smiled bitterly. Did this Third God Lord not know about sound transmissions? Would he be interested in that blue-robed girl? Was he crazy? "Jiao Huanjing, shut your mouth. If you dare to say bullshit again, I will rip your mouth." The red-robed woman roared. Jian Huanjing heard this and looked at the very embarrassed but helpless Len Ruofei and realized he went over the line, but he didn't mind. He said to Mu Fei Huan, "Sister Fei Huan, let me introduce you. This is Brother Yi Mo, a level 9 Pill King. As for power, you saw it just then." Mu Huanfei was going to curse more, but hearing that Yi Mo was level 9 Pill King, she ate her words. She looked at Yi Mo in shock. "Level 9 Pill King. How is this possible?" Not just her, but all the cultivators watching the show were all very shaken. Level 9 Pill King was a being that only existed in legends, but now they saw it right before their eyes. He's really level 9 Pill King? Mu Feihuan eased her tone. Jiao Huanjing said contently, "Of course, would I lie?" the extreme grade snow sang pills were concocted by Brother Yi. So this time I took your ice carrot, so Brother Yi can help me concoct some truth marrow pills. Now you understand? But then Mu Feihuan immediately got reminded of why she came, and she roared, "Jiao Huanjing, give me my ice carrot." Jiao Huanjing cursed his mouth. He brought it up again and angered her. He quickly explained, "Sister Feihuan, you know Big Brother is heavily injured at Sand River, and I need the pills to save his life. I can only ask Brother Yi for help." However, Mu Feihuan instead looked calmly at Yi Mo. "Is the ice carrot on you?" Yi Mo said calmly, "Of course it's on me, but it has nothing to do with you, because I didn't get it from you." Yi Mo said calmly, "Of course it's on me, but it has nothing to do with you, because I didn't get it from you." But suddenly Mu Feihuan laughed. "You're right, you didn't get it from me, but Jiao Huanjing stole it from me. If I'm going to ask it back from Jiao Huanjing, are you not planning to give it back?" Yi Mo was scared of this the most. Now that she said it, he felt unhappy, but he had no way to argue. If she came a day later, he might have left West Extreme State already, but now he faced the danger of losing the ice carrot again. Giving that up was the same as giving up reaching truth realization state. He had copious amounts of enemies, and if he gave up reaching truth realization state in a short time, it would not only be dangerous for him, but also for those around him. Sister Feihuan, Jiao Zhenhuang saw Yi Mo get closer and had to speak. If Yi Mo was forced to give up the ice carrot, not only would he lose face, but he would also lose the right to ask Yi Mo to concoct pills. Mu Feihuan glared coldly at Third God Lord, and he was stopped in his tracks. Just when Yi Mo was thinking of a way to keep the ice carrot, Mu Feihuan suddenly asked, "Are you a level 9 pill king?" "Yes." Yi Mo said this without hesitation. He felt she asked this with a purpose, and he might get to keep the ice carrot that way. "Then can you concoct one blood pill?" Mu Feihuan asked. "If you have blood qian fruit, I can concoct it in 5 days' time," Yi Mo said coldly. One blood pill was a level 9 heaven pill. If a cultivator's cultivation went wrong, and the contorted meridians couldn't create blood, then his body would be ruined. Only the one blood pill could solve this problem. Those cultivators above hollow spirit state could rebuild their body, but those below hollow spirit state didn't have essence spirit, so they could only use the one blood pill. "Can you really concoct the one blood pill?" There was surprise and joy in Mu Feihuan's eyes. She immediately took out a jade box and said, "There are 2 blood qian fruits here. If you can concoct the one blood pill, I'll give that ice carrot to you." Yi Mo took the jade box calmly, but his heart wasn't so calm. This ice carrot was finally his. Yi Mo breathed easy. With ice carrot, he felt completely assured. He also exclaimed that there were too many high-level spirit herbs in West Extreme State. The blood qian fruit was very rare, even in the South P State, yet she took it out casually. Seeing Yi Mo look so calm, she was a little worried and said, "Brother Yi, this one blood pill is extremely important to me. You must concoct for me carefully." Then she seemed to want to think of something to threaten Yi Mo with, but she realized there was nothing, so she said, "If you really concoct it, even if you like my disciple, it's not impossible." Hearing this, the blue-robed girl blushed even more and gritted her teeth, but she didn't dare to say anything. Yi Mo said calmly, "There's no need to call me Brother Yi. I don't dare to be related to you. I also have a wife, so I don't need your disciple." Then Yi Mo scorned, "No wonder your disciple's fiancé is like a frying pan. It's because she has a master like you. It would be strange if she didn't have a fiancé like that. You really just go find a fiancé for your disciple at any time. I admire you." Mu Feihuan heard this, and her face went green, but she didn't dare to rebuke Yi Mo. She was afraid that if she said that Yi Mo would throw the jade box back at her. She was begging for Yi Mo to help, and she couldn't beat him, so she could only take it. Jian Huanjing saw that his gift for Yi Mo was gone, and didn't know how to get Emo to concoct pills for him. Hearing this, he immediately went along with Emo. That's right, the young god lord isn't some good thing. Even I don't like him as well. Mu Feihuan looked at Zhao Huanjing and asked, Zhao Huanjing, Yi Pill King has some conflicts with young god lords? Zhao Huanjing sneered. Brother Yi was my guest, and as soon as young god lord appeared, he told someone to fight Brother Yi and even tried to kill him on the spot. However, Emo easily beat his henchman. If it wasn't on my account, Brother Yi would have killed that Yu Zhe already. Thinking about this, Mu Feihuan said, Pill King Yi, if you don't like that Liang Wulan, I can cancel the marriage between him and Ruofei at any time. Emo sneered. That's your business. It has nothing to do with me. At this moment, the young girl suddenly said something to Niu Ruyang. Niu Ruyang walked up to Emo and said, Brother Yi, my niece doesn't like that Liang Wulan indeed. Please. Emo immediately knew what he meant. He loved easy favors like this, so he looked at Mu Feihuan and said, I don't like that Liang Wulan indeed. As for your blood pill, Emo paused intentionally. Mu Feihuan wasn't dumb. How could she not know why Emo paused here? So she said, I actually don't really like this marriage too. When this is over, I will cancel it. Seeing that she was going to keep talking, Emo felt disgusted. He waved his hand and said, Okay then, 5 days later, come here and get your blood pill. Mu Feihuan felt very unhappy, but she didn't dare to make Emo annoyed of her, so she could only nod. But the blue-robed girl bowed to Mu Feihuan and said, Ruofei, thanks, master. Then she bowed to Emo. Thank you, Marshal Uncle Yi. Mu Feihuan just wanted to comfort her. When she heard the discussion, Yi Qianbei passed the Heaven 36 domains. So, what if Truth Realization State peak stage came? Much less Truth Realization State cultivators? That Meng Sha was so cocky but was killed in one move. I really didn't expect Yi Qianbei was a level 9 Pill King too. Many years later, I can say I once stood with a level 9 Pill King. Mu Feihuan heard this and was dazed, staring at Emo. You passed the Heaven 36 domains? How is this possible? Emo wanted to go back, but suddenly Su Jingwen came out and stood by him. Zhao Huanjing saw this opportunity and quickly fawnishly walked up and took out a storage ring. Last time Brother Yi left quickly, and I didn't bring any gifts for sister-in-law. There are a few spirit herbs in here. Please take them, sister-in-law. Su Jingwen was much smaller than him, but Zhao Huanjing couldn't care anymore. Su Jingwen smiled. She knew Emo liked spirit herbs, so she took the storage ring and gave it to Emo before saying, Thank you, Brother Zhao. Zhao Huanjing felt very happy hearing this. No need. These few spirit herbs are nothing. Emo scanned his spirit sense inside, and his mouth spasmed again. There were nearly 500 level 8 spirit herbs, and more than 40 level 9 spirit herbs. Most importantly, Emo SW3 truth spirit herbs in here too. Emo looked at him, speechlessly thinking, if you gave me this earlier, would I even need to deal with a woman like Mu Feihuan? Seeing Emo look at him again, Zhao Huanjing thought he was telling him to take out the materials for Truth Marrow Pill, so he quickly took out more than 10 jade boxes and said, There are all marrow essence mushrooms inside. See if there are enough, Brother Yi. I only need a few Truth Marrow Pills. This many mushrooms for just a few Truth Marrow Pills? Were his pill concoction skills that bad? This third god, Lord, underestimated him too much. Emo patted Zhao Huanjing's shoulder and said, Don't worry, Brother Zhao. Leave the Truth Marrow Pill to me. Emo patted Zhao Huanjing's shoulder and said, Don't worry, Brother Zhao. Leave the Truth Marrow Pill to me. Zhao Huanjing had a short fuse temper, but Emo felt he was a good person and a worthy friend. Emo took the jade box and said to Yuming and them, Let's go up and have a chat. Later, I will go into solitary cultivation for pill concoction. The reason Emo called them up was because he was really interested in the immortal crystals. He didn't need much. Just 10 were enough for him to reach truth realization state middle stage. They had some things they hadn't said yet, and hearing Emo was going into 5-day pill concoction, they were more worried. Now that Emo invited them to go up, they quickly followed Emo into the guest hall. Mu Feihuan didn't get Mo's invitation, but she needed Mo to concoct pills for her, so she followed too. This time, Wang Xie didn't hesitate and was straightforward. Brother Yi, you know about the Sand River seal already. Now, it's not just our truth realization state master, but also the God Beast, Mountain Range, and Heartless Forest who went to Sand River. According to the latest news, there were problems at the seal, and 6 truth realization state masters have died, with many heavily injured. Mo fell silent. He invited them up not to talk about the seal, but because he wanted to ask about the seal. Seeing that Mo didn't talk, Yu Ming suddenly took out a crystal ball and passed it to Mo. Brother Yi, this is a recording of the seal. Have a look. Mo immediately took the crystal ball and scanned his spirit sense inside. The first image he saw was a white light pillar. There seemed to be an 8 trigram seal inside. There were countless crystals arranged around the 8 trigrams. Mo counted there were more than a few thousand. Mo took a cold breath in. He was certain they were pure, immortal crystals. They seemed higher level than the immortal crystals he got before. He felt his heart throbbing. No one here used immortal crystals for cultivation, but he did. They were more potent than pills. Immortal chi wasn't something that spirit chi could compare with. As long as he got 1% of the immortal crystals, he could quickly reach truth realization state peak stage. Mo now believed that this might really be the seal to this realm. Otherwise, how could there be so many immortal crystals? To be honest, Mo was really interested. He was planning to leave West Extreme State after getting the ice carrot, but now he wanted to go the Sand River. If he could get all these immortal crystals, how could he be scared of cultivation time? Seeing Mo fall silent for a long while, Wang Xie asked carefully, Brother Yi, no matter what you think, we respect your decision. Su Jingwen also didn't want Mo to go, but she knew Mo would go for sure. She knew the use of immortal crystals to Mo as well as to them. Cultivation was a process of constantly searching for good fortune through danger. You may die during this process, but if you were scared of that, you wouldn't get your fortune, and your mental state would break apart. If Brother Yi goes to Sand River, Yu Ming is willing to stay with Sister Jingwen. I definitely won't allow trash like Meng Sha to affect her cultivation. If I go against this oath, let the heavens and earth destroy me, Yu Ming said. Mo nodded. Knowing that Mo was going to go, Su Jingwen whispered to him, Don't worry, I will stay here for cultivation. I won't leave. With City Lord Yu's promise, I will be fine. Brother Yi, we from West Cultivator City chose a few truth realization state cultivators to go with you. You will lead them, Wang Xie quickly said. I will go. After Brother Yi finishes with the truth marrow pill, I will go back to the God Beast Mountain Range and bring a few truth realization state beast cultivators to go there together, Jiao Huanjin quickly said. Mo waved his hand. I've decided to go Sand River, and we'll leave after 3 days. You just need to give me the map. I will go myself. As for the people the city sends, they can go another way. They need not follow me. Mo had a half-immortal artifact, plus he was only a disaster transformation state level 7. He didn't want to bring 5 truth realization state cultivators with him. Who knew what would happen on the way? He was very powerful in their eyes, but in fact, he wasn't as powerful as they thought. If Wang Xie and Yu Ming joined forces, he would be no match. Even if Wang Xie fought with him, he might not be a match. It was because he knew his power was too weak that he was desperate to reach truth realization state. It was good that Su Jingwen and them stayed at the hotel. He would set up a top-grade level 9 kill and trap formation. He would also leave behind a messenger flying sword so that he would know at first notice if something happened, but Yi Mo believed with his current prestige, no one would dare to do anything to Su Jingwen and them. Then my pill, Mu Huanfei asked. Yi Mo said calmly, 2 days later, I will be done with Brother Jiao. And your pills? Seeing this, Wang Xie and them quickly pushed the gifts to Yi Mo. Yi Mo didn't really care about them, but they were free, so why not take them? He then said to Wang Xie and Yu Ming, I will concoct 1 cauldron of pills each. Wang Xie and Yu Ming rejoiced, but Niu Riyang looked at Yi Mo awkwardly as his gift wasn't taken. Yi Mo wasn't going to take it. He still had half a jug of 10,000 year stalagmite marrow left. Brother Niu, I won't take that, but if you can help me get some top-grade forgery materials, I will also help you concoct a cauldron of pills when I come back. Hearing this, Niu Riyang felt assured. He was scared Yi Mo wasn't interested in his things. As soon as Yi Mo said this, he patted his chest. Brother Yi, don't worry, I will get it done for sure. Lan Ruofei also bowed to Yi Mo and said, Marshal Uncle Yi, if you see my father, please take care of him a little. Yi Mo nodded, but felt it was funny. He knew Lan Ruofei's father was West Cultivator Merchant Association's leader, Truth Realization State Level 9 peak. Would he need a Disaster Transformation State Level 7 to take care of him? What a joke. Things were settled, and so Yi Mo and Su Jingwen went inside for pill concoction, but the rest of the people didn't dare to leave. Yi Mo didn't plan to go into Golden Page World for pill concoction, but he needed to go Sand River now, so he could only go in and use the time formation disc. 1 month's time would use up some extreme grade spirit ranges, but it didn't matter to him too much. In the 20 days in the time formation disc, Yi Mo used just 16 days to concoct level 9 heaven grade pills. But due to the rush of time, he used almost all the level 9 spirit herbs for practice. 2 days later, Yi Mo finished 4 cauldrons of truth marrow pills. He used 7 of the mushrooms and still had 9 left. Yi Mo just reached level 9 pill king, and his skills weren't stable yet. The pity was that he only concocted middle grade and top grade pills, no special grade. As for the bloodwind pill, Yi Mo concocted it last. He only got 2 blood chien fruits. If he failed, it was hard to bring it up to her. Even so, Yi Mo failed once. Luckily, the second time, he concocted 6 blood pills. When Yi Mo came out, it had only been a day. Mu Feihuan got her 4 blood pills and was overjoyed. She bid farewell immediately and left with her disciple. Jiao Huanjun was overjoyed upon getting 2 bottles of top-grade truth marrow pills. Yi Mo knew he needed to go back too, and thus didn't keep him. In the next day, Yi Mo spent the day setting up level 9 defense and kill formations before finally leaving for Sand River. For others, the fastest would be 3 months for them to arrive here, but Yi Mo arrived here in half a month. Before he went in, the sand in his spirit sense seemed boundless. It reminded him of the heartless sea, endless and boundless. You would feel how small you were when you were inside. Yi Mo settled his mind and stepped foot in. As soon as he did, he felt this pitiful whimper in the desert. Even with his mind, he felt a little sad, as though seeing endless bones and souls in the desert. Such a terrifying sand river. Yi Mo put away Blue Moon and went on Zisu into the Sand River. The deeper he went, the more Yi Mo felt there was a whimpering sound around. It was like a despairing tourist crying in this sea of desert. Yi Mo put away Blue Moon and went on Zisu into the Sand River. The deeper he went, the more Yi Mo felt there was a whimpering sound around. It was like a despairing tourist crying in this sea of desert. Yi Mo flew in here for half a day and completely realized why so many people were lost. If you stayed in here a little longer, the helplessness and loneliness would take over your heart. The longer time went, the longer you spent here, the deeper this feeling was felt. If you couldn't resolve it, no matter how strong-hearted you were, you would lose yourself in this sand river. Yi Mo was sure that those cultivators who could go and had a way to stop this, but he didn't know the method. Yi Mo didn't mind that Wang Xie and Yu Ming didn't tell him about this. They probably thought he was almighty and wouldn't lose his mind in the desert. In fact, if Yi Mo didn't have bitter bamboo, it might really be hard for him to keep conscious in this place. But now, he wasn't scared of this at all. With a long howl and the use of the three-birth chant, his mind cleared, and that whimpering sound disappeared. Yi Mo took Zisu in a purple beam and dashed across the sand river. He had the map Wang Xie gave him. It didn't cover the entire place, but it could point a direction for him. The whimpering sands calmed down, and it was though Yi Mo was flying over an ordinary boundless desert. He really enjoyed the feeling of flying above the sand. It had this wild but ecstatic feeling. He wasn't a poet, but even he wanted to compose a poem now. Attack. A painful howl sounded, and Yi Mo suddenly stopped Sisu. A white-robed cultivator appeared in his spirit sense. His clothes were very dirty now, and he waved a flying sword, charging as though there were countless demons ahead of him. But in fact, there was just endless sand. The rolling sand turned into a long ravine under that slashed, but moments later it recovered. "I'm going to kill you, I'm going to kill you." The man roared nonstop, and his flying sword shot out beams of cultivation essence sword rays, but there was nothing around him. Just when Yi Mo wanted to give him a clear mind spell, he saw the man suddenly fall down. Yi Mo landed not far from this man. He scanned over his spirit sense and found this man was dead. He was a truth realization state level 4 cultivator, yet he lost his mind in here and fought a delusional battle until he dried up his cultivation essence. This was a pity. It was unknown how long he had been fighting for, and how many times he used his magic artifact to attack. The sand river was still the same, and soon the man was buried under the sand. Only then did his flying sword fall down, piercing into the sand like a tombstone. But it also disappeared soon under this ravaging sand. Yi Mo stood there and fell silent for a long time and didn't move. He didn't take any of the man's belongings nor his storage ring. He just saw the words Shizhongchua on the hilt of the sword. A truth realization state level 4 cultivator died. Strangely like this, perhaps he was very famous and dominated a region when he was alive. Perhaps there were people waiting for him to go back, but today he died in this endless desert. If Yi Mo didn't see it, perhaps no one would know of his death. Just when Yi Mo was about to leave, he suddenly had a bad feeling. It was as though there was something staring at him. If he moved, that thing would charge up. Yi Mo's skin crawled. He trusted his senses too much. Even if his spirit sense couldn't see it, he believed his sixth sense. Without hesitation, he waved blue flames over. Heaven Flame 9 Suns was only at level 1. He didn't even completely master level 1. But Yi Mo had a feeling that only Heaven Flame 9 Suns would be able to save him in this situation. The instant the blue flame flashed over, a faint red sun rose up, as though it was dawn above Yi Mo's head. It emitted countless pale red beams, as though a star exploding. It was under the sun that he saw a faint shadow near him. He sweated cold immediately. He was disaster transformation state tertiary stage, and yet he couldn't see this figure with his spirit sense. The faint shadow neared Yi Mo, and even reached out its faceless head. But when Yi Mo used Heaven Flame 9 Suns, the shadow showed a terrified face. Yi Mo felt very strange. He clearly didn't see any face on this figure, but under the Heaven Flame 9 Suns it showed a terrified face. In that instant, Heaven Flame 9 Suns exploded red rays that seemed to be flaming needles. They all shot into the shadow. After a sharp shriek, that shadow melted like the snow under the Heaven Flame 9 Suns. Yi Mo felt easier, and the tense feeling was gone. Yi Mo put away the mist lotus heartfire and had a bad feeling. This sand river was more scary than he had thought. The shadow wasn't a ghost cultivator nor a spirit cultivator. It was something he had never heard of. Was it this shadow that the truth realization state was trying to kill? Emo took out the compass and map and checked before scanned with spirit sense. He was going to keep moving, but his spirit sense scanned another cultivator. Like the cultivator before, he was waving his magic artifact frantically. Without hesitation, Emo flew over and used Heaven Flame 9 suns. The red sun rose up and loomed over this terrified cultivator. Under the sun, a figure was latched onto this cultivator, its head stuck closely to this cultivator's neck as though it was sucking blood. The shadow immediately shrieked and instantly faded into a mist under the Heaven Flame 9 suns. This was another truth realization state, a beast cultivator truth realization state level 5. After the shadow was gone, the beast cultivator immediately stopped, and before he could even thank Emo, he sat down to eat a pill and recover. 15 minutes later, the beast cultivator got up and saluted with his fists with a sliver of shock. Thank you, friend, for saving me. I'm God Beast Mountain Ranges Cha Chizhao. Emo asked, do you know Shizhong Chue? Or do you know Big God Lord or Second God Lord and West Cultivator City's City Lord Xiezheng Shi? Cha Chizhao was shook. You're the cultivator coming here for the seal? You must not go. That seal is a demon. You must not go. There's no one there now. People are dead, injured, and running for their lives. That is too scary, too scary. It's over. West Extreme State is done for. Emo frowned. A truth realization state cultivator was scared to this degree. This was too absurd. He waved his hand and gave him a clear mind spell before asking, Brother Cha, what is going on? Can you be more specific? The beast cultivator shook and completely woke up. He looked at Emo in shock. What were the things chasing us? How come I couldn't see them? How come you could? You killed them? Emo thought and said, that thing isn't too powerful. The only scary thing is you can't scan it with spirit sense nor see it with your eyes. You don't even know where it's attacking you. I think if you could see it, you could easily kill it with your power. Emo thought and said, that thing isn't too powerful. The only scary thing is you can't scan it with spirit sense nor see it with your eyes. You don't even know where it's attacking you. I think if you could see it, you could easily kill it with your power. What is it? Cha Chizhao subconsciously asked. It's a shadow. I have a heaven flame, and it has nowhere to hide under it. I don't know if other people can see it with heaven flame. Emo then looked at him. You guys often come to Sand River. You probably should know there are such things, right? Is this the first time you've seen it? Cha Chizhao's face changed and nodded. Yes, if I'm not wrong, this shadow might have been released by us. When we attacked the seal, the concussion force was very powerful. The moment we were about to break one corner of the seal, there was suddenly a terrifying explosion. A few cultivators near it instantly died. Our big god lord was injured, and the city lord Xia and third city, lord of West Cultivator City, were injured. So we sent out messenger flying swords asking for help. Then Cha Chizhao seemed to have thought of something and took out a red flying sword. I'm going to send a messenger flying sword back. We can't let more truth realization state cultivators come to Sand River. He was very fast, and the flying sword shot off into the sky, but it only flew out a few hundred meters before it exploded. What's going on? Cha Chizhao looked at Emo in confusion. Emo's face changed. He took out a messenger flying sword, but it exploded midair as well. Cha Chizhao tried again, and his face looked very bad. Messenger flying swords aren't working. It's probably due to us opening that seal. Emo asked heavily, how did it happen? How did you let the shadows out? Cha Chizhao said with regret, we all attacked the seal, and we thought it would be fine to open it. But when we did, there was an explosion. A few truth realization states died, and a few were heavily injured. City Lord Xia suggested that we stop attacking the seal and ask for help. We thought that with more people the seal would be opened eventually. Yemo frowned. That was a good way if there was no systematic way of unlocking the seal, but he had never heard that attacking a seal by force would kill a few truth realization state cultivators. This was too absurd. Cha Chizhao continued. We didn't keep attacking it and set up a defense formation around instead. But at this moment, a black mist seeped out of the seal. It was very eerie, and our spirit sense felt very bad scanning it. If we didn't scan it, though, it was fine. Cha Chizhao sighed. We didn't care about the black mist at first, but a few days later, a friend from the heartless forest suddenly went crazy, thinking there were countless things attacking him. He released his magic artifact attacking nonstop. There was no use in persuading him. We were trying to subjugate him at first, but more and more people went crazy. A few truth realization state cultivators even fought on the spot. When we knew things weren't good, we already fell victim to it ourselves. Shi Zhongque is a truth realization state cultivator of West Cultivator City. Friend, if it wasn't for you, I would have died just now. Thank you for saving my life. You can come to our God Beast mountain range. I will always treat you as a VIP. I don't know your name yet, friend. Yi Mo saluted with his fists too. I'm Yi Mo. I'm friends with Third God Lord. It's no big deal, don't worry. I came here this time on the request of West Cultivator City to come help. Cha Chizhao rejoiced. That's great. So you're Third God Lord's friend. But then he said worriedly, Brother Yi, the sealing grounds are too dangerous. I suspect that the seal isn't to seal the West Extreme State from ascending to the immortal realm, but sealing the demon realm. The black mist probably seeped out from the demon realm and combined with something from the Sand River to form that invisible being. Yi Mo also suspected that the black mist underwent some mutation to become that thing. Yi Mo fell silent for a while and suddenly asked, Brother Zhua, did you see the immortal crystals inside the seal? This was what Yi Mo cared about the most. Hearing this, Cha Chizhao immediately knew why Yi Mo came here. He thought Yi Mo would be much more powerful than him, so it was natural he asked about the immortal crystals. Cha Chizhao nodded. That's right, there's an extremely big 8 trigram disc at the light pillar, and around it are countless immortal crystals. Yi Mo nodded. Brother Chow probably guessed it. I came for the immortal crystals. Although the sealing grounds is dangerous, I still want to go. If Brother Chow wants to go, then come with me. If not, then go back first. I feel that the shadow is just invisible, but if you are attacked and you can maintain your sanity and burn it with a rare flame cultivation essence flame, then there would be some hope. Cha Chizhao nodded. Brother Yi, you're right, but not every truth realization state cultivator is as firm-minded as you. If they lose their mind, they won't know how to attack. As you said, if it was a head-on battle, we wouldn't be scared of it at all, but it can make truth realization state cultivators lose their minds. Then he looked at Yi Mo and said, Brother Yi, if I go back alone, I will probably die, so I'm going to go with you as only you aren't scared of the shadow. Yi Mo nodded. Then let's go. Then he took out Blue Moon and let Cha Chizhao get on and lead the way. Blue Moon disappeared in a blur. Even Cha Chizhao had never seen a half-immortal artifact flying and was shaken by Blue Moon's speed. He felt that with Blue Moon, Yi Mo would be able to send him out of here in half a day. But he didn't say such a thing. If Yi Mo could take on those shadows, then he also wanted 1 or 2 immortal crystals. Cha Chizhao explained some basic knowledge of Sand River to Yi Mo, and Yi Mo realized that all cultivators who came in must have clear benefit pill. It was a level 9 spirit pill, but it was a necessity. Only after consuming it would you be able to resist the hallucinations, but it wasn't foolproof. Many cultivators still fell into hallucinations despite using it. Cha Chizhao didn't know how long he had been running for, but he felt his cultivation essence dry up and calculated that he spent at least 10 days running in the Sand River. However, Blue Moon arrived at the seal in just half a day. Yi Mo put away Blue Moon and landed on the sand with Cha Chijiao. He looked around, and this place was like everywhere else. There was no seal nor explosion. Just when Cha Chijiao wanted to speak, Yi Mo waved his hand, and Cha Chijiao felt a scorching heat. He saw a red sun rise into the sky. Despite not targeting him, he still felt the terrifying heat. Cha Chijiao felt shook. Such a powerful spell. If Yi Mo used this red sun against him, he had no way around it but to use a defense magic artifact. The next moment, Cha Chijiao saw two faint shadows under the sun. Yi Mo didn't use the heaven flame to attack it. So Cha Chijiao saw two shadows hiding in the corner, showing a terrified face. Cha Chijiao asked dazedly, "That was what attacked me just then?" Yi Mo nodded. "That's right." Cha Chijiao was furious and flung out a few red beams. Yi Mo saw clearly that the red beams Cha Chijiao used was Truth Realization State Domain Flame. Yi Mo saw clearly that the red beams Cha Chijiao used was Truth Realization State Domain Flame. Arg. Two howls of pain sounded, and the shadows were crippled. It was slow, and after the flame passed, it seemed to be gathering again. Before Cha Chijiao could use his domain flame again, Yi Mo flung his heaven flame over, and those two figures instantly melted. Cha Chijiao felt a little awkward. The difference in flames were too great. Just when Cha Chijiao wanted to say something in self-mockery, he saw Yi Mo wave his hand to him and hack down with Zisu in a place not far away. A vibrant purple ray flashed across, and a 10-meter-long sand wall was raised. Thud, a ravine, tens of meters deep, was revealed. Before Cha Chijiao could realize why Yi Mo did this, a dark blue figure darted out from the ravine like lightning. It was very fast, but even Cha Chijiao felt it pause for a moment. The next moment, Cha Chijiao saw the figure outside. He called out in shock, "City Lord Xie, it's you? What are you doing here?" Yi Mo was going to attack this figure, but hearing this he stopped. The blue figure landed on the sand. It was an extremely handsome, middle-aged man. He seemed a little shabby, and a crack stretched across his chest on the armor. The middle-aged man saluted with his fists to Cha Chijiao. "Brother Cha, it's me. Congratulations on getting away." Then he looked at Yi Mo and said, "Friend, you're so powerful. Such a powerful domain. I was almost injured." Yi Mo stared at this man and asked heavily, "Your West Cultivator City's City Lord, Xie Zhengshi?" Before he could reply, Cha Chijiao quickly said, "Yes, he's Xie Zhengshi, City Lord Xie." Then Cha Chijiao said to the middle-aged man, "City Lord Xie, this is Yi Mo. He came from your West Cultivator City to help us release the seal. I survived because Brother Yi helped me. Otherwise, I would be dead." Hearing this, the middle-aged man seemed surprised and then saluted with his fists. "So it's Brother Yi. I'm Xie Zhengshi. Brother Yi's sword art is so powerful, but as the city lord, I've never seen Brother Yi." Yi Mo put away Zisu and said, "It's because I'm passing by, and City Lord Yu, City Lord Luo, and Wang Xie as well as Niu Riyang asked a favor of me, so I came here to help, but I happened to meet Brother Cha before, so I helped him." Xie Zhengshi breathed easy and saluted with his fists. "Thank you, Brother Yi. I didn't expect Brother Yi to not fear the shadow at all, and to also be able to notice me hiding in the sands. Your power is something I've never seen before." Yi Mo smiled but didn't speak, but Cha Chijiao asked, "City Lord Xie, how did you kill that shadow?" Xie Zhengshi looked scared. "The instant I woke up, I used my heaven flame, Li Ming flame, to burn all of my body to kill that shadow. That shadow is indeed, as Brother Yi said, it fears rare flames, especially heaven flames." Yi Mo approved. No wonder this Xie Zhengshi was city lord of West Cultivator City. He even had the 9th-ranked heaven flame of the cultivation realm. There were more than 10 of us this time. How many can survive? Cha Qizhao sighed. Xia Zhengshi showed pity in his eyes and said, although we lost a lot, your me God Lord and Heartless Forest Brother Ji should be fine. Those things are scary, but if the cultivator can keep their consciousness, then it's easy to annihilate. Xia Zhengshi looked at Yi Mo and asked, Brother Yi, did you notice me because I was a little shocked when I saw you easily annihilate the 2 shadows and thus leaked a little cultivation essence wave? Yi Mo smiled but didn't reply. He didn't notice Xia Zhengshi at all. He just felt there was danger there. Only those who had killing intent towards him would make him feel danger. So Yi Mo didn't even trust Xia Zhengshi's words that much. No matter how well Xia Zhengshi hid his killing intent, Yi Mo felt it. He didn't know why Xia Zhengshi had killing intent towards him. He was here to help. Xia Zhengshi shouldn't have that killing intent. City Lord Xia, since you've escaped the shadow, why are you still staying here? Cha Qizhao asked in confusion. Xia Zhengshi's face was calm, but Yi Mo felt there was some change. Yi Mo asked again, City Lord Xia, do you already know what the shadow is? Xia Zhengshi was shook, but he immediately nodded. That's right, I already know what it is. When we opened a corner of the seal, the black mist that seeped out was probably demonic qi from the demon realm. Over the countless years, many people have died in the Sand River, and so there is such hate-filled qi in here. Those who died here were pretty much all powerful cultivators, and this hateful qi is different from ordinary hateful qi. People who stay in here for a long time lose their minds. And after that hateful qi combines with the demonic qi, it forms an evil spirit with consciousness. Yi Mo nodded. He felt Xia Zhengshi was right. Cha Qizhao wasn't dumb. He felt Xia Zhengshi was a little strange too, but hearing this he breathed easy. So that's it, as long as we know about it. It's no big deal. If you can see it, it is easy to deal with. Xia Zhengshi shook his head. No, these evil spirits are just in the formatory stage. Once they mature, they will become very scary. Yi Mo looked at Xia Zhengshi and asked, is City Lord Xia staying here to observe the growth of these evil spirits? Xia Zhengshi's face froze as he felt that Yi Mo had noticed something was wrong, and even noticed his killing intent. Otherwise, he wouldn't ask something like this. He couldn't see Mo's power level at all, but seeing how easily Yi Mo killed that shadow in his terrifying domain, Xia Zhengshi knew that Yi Mo's power could only be above his. Thinking about this, Xia Zhengshi immediately answered, although I can kill those evil spirits, I can't do so as easily as Brother Yi. There's half a month's distance between here and the exit, so I'm not sure if I can make it out. Thus, I hid here. Yi Mo knew this was a lie, but he didn't say anything. He just looked at Cha Qizhao. Are the sealing grounds here? Xia Zhengshi saw this, and immediately knew Yi Mo was suspicious of him. However, he wasn't worried and didn't say anything. Cha Qizhao nodded. Yes, that seal is here. Then Cha Qizhao released a tower and smashed at an empty space. It was a top-grade cultivation artifact. There was a whale and a huge tower landed from the air. The space nearby was cracking under its pressure. Only halfway to the ground, the space rattled, showing a huge light pillar. It was a seal indeed. Yi Mo hacked out with Zisu, and with a rumble, the light pillar was more visible. Inside was the 8-trigram disc. Around it were thousands of immortal crystals. Yi Mo had used these before, and he knew they were higher grade than the ones he got. The disc is spinning. Cha Qizhao called out in shock. The disc never spun before. Why is it spinning faster and faster? Yi Mo was a level 9 formation grandmaster. And seeing this, he knew why the disc was spinning and why Xie Zhengshi would have killing intent towards him. The seal already cracked under their attack before, but it could self-repair. However, that took a long time. The seal already cracked under their attack before, but it could self-repair. However, That took a long time. Yi Mo could tell that in a few days, this seal would reveal a periodic entrance. Cultivators from outside would be able to enter from the light pillar. This opening wouldn't be open for long, but cultivators could go in and out quickly. Xie Zhengshi must have realized this. To be able to do this, it meant he was a formation grandmaster. However, he didn't say this and instead tried to ambush him. The only reason was to take all the immortal crystals for himself. Although everyone loved immortal crystals, Yi Mo felt contempt towards Xie Zhengshi's plans. Cha Qizhao quickly said, "Brother Yi, you must not attack that seal anymore. If you do, it would explode again." Yi Mo didn't plan to do so. He instead turned around and looked at Xie Zhengshi asking, "City Lord Xie, you're a formation grandmaster?" Xie Zhengshi heard this and his heart skipped. He wasn't dumb. Yi Mo asking this meant that he could see there was a periodic opening to this seal. This also meant that Yi Mo was a formation grandmaster. He knew there was no point in hiding here, so he nodded. "Yes, I'm indeed a level 8 formation grandmaster. I stayed here for another reason. There's a crack in the seal here, and according to my estimation, in 4 days there will be an opening." Hearing this, Cha Qizhao realized that Xie Zhengshi stayed here for the immortal crystals. Clearly he wasn't happy about Xie Zhengshi not telling the truth before, but thinking again, if it was him, perhaps he wouldn't tell either. He didn't think much of it from there. Seeing that Yi Mo didn't speak, Xie Zhengshi coughed and continued, "I calculated the duration of the opening. It's about 10 seconds, meaning that we can go in during this time to get the immortal crystals. If Brother Yi and Brother Cha are fine with it, we can go in together and get as much as we can." "I don't mind." Yi Mo nodded. "Same," Cha Qizhao said. Xie Zhengshi breathed easy. He was scared that Yi Mo would insist that he didn't speak the truth. He felt Yi Mo was at least a truth realization peak stage cultivator. Yi Mo ignored Xie Zhengshi and checked this seal carefully. The more he looked, the more he was shocked. The means here were too great. After a study, Yi Mo didn't feel that Xie Zhengshi and them saw wrongly before. This was indeed a dimension seal, to seal a realm. It might even be the seal to prevent cultivators from ascending to other realms. But this light pillar really was only the tip of the iceberg. This was one of countless pillars. There was no use in trying to break the seal by force. This huge pillar was called the seal flag in such seals. Even if you broke this flag, it would activate the backup flags. You could be lucky to encounter one flag, but could you be lucky enough to encounter another? One needed to destroy at least 7 seal flags to break this sort of seal. The only way was to calculate the position of the second flag once you went in, and then continue from there. If 7 flags were destroyed, then this realm seal would cripple itself. Brother Yi, do you feel this is a dimension seal? Cha Qizhao admired Yi Mo greatly and asked. Yi Mo nodded. "I feel you guys are right, but this isn't a seal to the demon realm. It's a seal to seal the entire cultivation realm. This light pillar is called the seal flag. You can only break this seal if you break 7 seal flags. And I believe this seal is the seal restricting West Extreme States cultivators from ascending to the immortal realm." "Huh?" Cha Qizhao and Xie Zhengshi exclaimed at the same time. "Brother Yi, although I know you're a formation grandmaster, I don't know what level formation grandmaster you are?" Xie Zhengshi asked. Yi Mo said calmly, "It's not important what level formation grandmaster I am. What's important is whether you want the immortal crystals or to break the seal." "I want to break the seal. Brother Yi, if you can help us break this seal and let West Extreme States cultivators be able to immortal ascend normally, I would rather not have a single immortal crystal and give them all to you," Xie Zhengshi said without hesitation. Yi Mo nodded. This Xie Zhengshi was greedy, but he wasn't clueless on big matters. He knew that only after breaking this seal could he ascend to the immortal realm. Otherwise, no matter how many immortal crystals he got, he still couldn't ascend. Cha Qizhao was dazed and asked, "Brother Yi, How do you explain the black mist seeping out before? Yemo shook his head. I don't know either. Perhaps it was something sealed inside here intentionally. If the seal was attacked, the black mist would seep out to attack those people breaking the formation. Cha, Qiuzeo said seriously to Yemo, to Brother Yi, as long as you can break the seal, I can do whatever you want me to go. As for those immortal crystals, you can have them all. Yemo nodded. From the bottom of his heart, he also wanted to open the seal. This seal might not just be the seal for West Extreme State, but the entire Luoyu continent. After he broke the seal here, perhaps cultivators from the South Peace State could also immortal ascend. Even if they can't, they can come here. 4 days flew past, and the instant the crack opened, Yemo dashed in. The other two followed. Yemo wasn't scared of being shut inside, but it was best to go out before the seal closed. So he didn't have time to rob the immortal crystals. Even if Xie Zhengshi and Cha Qizhao didn't give him any immortal crystals, he can rob it back. After Yemo came in, he immediately began to calculate the position of the next flag. When he came in here, he didn't even stay for 5 seconds, and he felt dizzy. The 8 trigams spun like crazy, and moments later, the 3 were pushed out by the huge light pillar. What's going on? Cha Qizhao asked. Xie Zhengshi's face looked bad and said the seal flag probably felt it when we went to grab the immortal crystals and pushed us out. Cha Qizhao didn't believe it and looked at Yemo for an answer. Yemo's face wasn't too good, but he nodded. City Lord Xie is right. We can't touch the immortal crystals in the seal flag. If we touch it, the seal flag would disappear, and the backup seal flag would be used. Cha Qizhao's face changed. Brother Yi, this means the seal flag has disappeared. Yemo nodded. If I'm not wrong, yes. Cha Qizhao said no more and smashed with his tower at the same place again. This time, a huge hole appeared in the ground, but there was nothing else. It really disappeared. Cha Qizhao's face went bad. If they didn't find the next seal flag, then this seal would never be broken, and they would never be able to ascend into the immortal realm. But soon he thought of what Yemo said before, and looked at Yemo. Brother Yi, did you calculate the position of the Ink's flag? Yemo thought for a long time, and said yes, but I only calculated the approximate location. We need to go west 1 million miles. It should be around there. Sand River Death Grounds, Xie Zhengshi, and Cha Qizhao called out at the same time. What's that? Yemo asked. Cha Qizhao immediately explained. There's 3 places you can't go in the Sand River. One is the Demon Realm entrance, the second is the Blue Sand Ditch, the third is Sand Sinkhole. These 3 places are the Sand River Death Grounds. You will die for sure if you go. The place you said is Sand Sinkhole. Cha Qizhao continued explaining. The Demon Realm entrance is the furthest from here. Even with an extreme grade flying cultivation artifact, it would take half a year to reach it. No one is said to be able to return from the Demon Realm entrance. The Blue Sand Ditch is at the north of the Sand River. It's an area of about a few hundred square kilometers. The sand there is all blue. Even the sky there is blue. No one can go near there. The temperature there is like a furnace. Those cultivators who near there are all burned to death. Even truth realization states can't get near there. Cha Qizhao continued explaining. The Demon Realm entrance is the furthest from here. Even with an extreme grade flying cultivation artifact, it would take half a year to reach it. No one is said to be able to return from the Demon Realm entrance. The Blue Sand Ditch is at the north of the Sand River. It's an area of about a few hundred square kilometers. The sand there is all blue. Even the sky there is blue. No one can go near there. The temperature there is like a furnace. Those cultivators who near there are all burned to death. Even truth realization states can't get near there. Yemo was shook. The blue sand place was this terrifying. Even truth realization state cultivators couldn't go in. Cha Qizhao continued. The sand near there has been baked to stone. It's very tough, and it's said that the stones can be used as magic artifacts, with its toughness on the same level with cultivation artifacts. Yi Mo asked in confusion, if the temperature there is this high, what is causing it? Cha Qizhao shook his head. I don't know, but it's said that the number one flame of the cultivation realm blue like morning sky is there, but no one has been inside, so no one is certain if the flame there is blue like morning sky. But I don't think it is. When the blue like morning sky appears, then entire realm's sky would be azure. How can it appear in a sand ditch only a few 100 kilometers long? Plus, even if the blue like morning sky appeared, there wouldn't be such a terrifying temperature. Yi Mo didn't speak, but he didn't think so. When the blue like morning sky appeared, the entire realm turning azure was only a legend. He didn't believe a flame that wasn't in great completion could cause an entire realm to be azure. That was too absurd. The blue sand ditches phenomena sounded to be the blue, like morning sky. But since other people couldn't go in, it was very hard for him to go into. He had decided to check it out after he dealt with the seal. Blue like morning sky was the number ranked flame in the cultivation realm and the number 3 ranked flame in the universe. The reason it was ranked third was not because it was weaker than the first and second, but because there was no number 1 flame. From the 2nd to 10th of heaven flames, no matter which flame devoured astral flame marrow, it could immediately become the number 1 heaven flame. The heaven flame's name was named according to the user. Many names were already chosen. If blue like morning sky devoured astral flame marrow, usually it would be called astral blue flame. If 2 top 10 heaven flames both devoured the astral flame marrow and encountered each other, they would devour each other. The victorious one would be the number 1 flame in the universe. The astral flame marrow was even rarer to get than the heaven flame. It usually appeared in space fissures or the void. Yi Mo saw Xie Jingshi's face wasn't too natural when Cha Qizhao spoke of the blue sand ditch. What's that sand sinkhole? Yi Mo asked. Cha Qizhao nodded. It's much better than blue sand ditch. It's much smaller too. It's only a few kilometers across. This place is always a sand sinkhole. The sand there formed an eddy. Any cultivators who nears there is swept away. Yi Mo frowned. If the seal flag was in the eddy, then it would really be troublesome. He knew there was no way, but he had to go see. Immortal Ascension also concerned him. They didn't fly slow nor fast, as Yi Mo wasn't sure of the exact location of the second flag. 5 days later, Yi Mo saw the sand sinkhole. He hoped the seal flag wasn't here, but the final conclusion he got was that the second seal flag was in the sand sinkhole. Although they were still a few kilometers from the sand sinkhole, they could see the huge whirlpool. It seemed very spectacular but lethal at the same time. The eddy made a whimpering sound that was very ear-blasting even a few kilometers away. This wasn't it, but Yi Mo felt a powerful suction force sweeping around his body. It was as though if he loosened his mind a little and the powerful suction would take him into the sand. Brother Yi, what should we do if that seal flag is really in the sand sinkhole? We can't get close to it at all. Cha Qizhao said worriedly. Yi Mo looked at Xie Zhengshi and asked, City Lord Xie, what do you think we should do? Xie Zhengshi looked at the sinkhole and frowned. I don't have a good idea either, but it's not impossible for us to get close to the sinkhole. We can set up a counter-rotating formation and reduce the spin of this sinkhole to the lowest. Then we can near it. But that's only getting near it. It's not practical to go in and search for the seal flag. And we still need more people to set up this rotation formation. Cha Qizhao asked in confusion, City Lord Xie, aren't you and Brother Yi both formation grandmasters? How come you need more people? Do you not have spirit source? If not, I have a lot of top-grade spirit stones and some extreme-grade spirit stones. Xie Zhengshi shook his head. Brother Cha, that's not the problem. The rotation formation won't be able to run on top-grade spirit stones. Extreme-grade spirit stones are good, but you probably don't have that much. The reason it's hard to set up is because there is no level 9 formation Grandmaster. This formation is a level 9 peak formation. I have an extreme grade spirit range for Spirit Source, but I have no way to set up the level 9 peak formation. What? You need a level 9 formation? Cha Qizhao took in a cold breath. There was only one level 9 formation Grandmaster in West Extreme State, and that was the old mountain lord of the Snow Forest Pond, but he had been in solitary cultivation for more than 100 years. Yi Mo smiled. I agree to City Lord Xie's idea. It's perfect that City Lord Xie has Spirit Source, but I can set up this counter-rotating formation. When it's ready, I will go into the formation. Just help me guard it, City Lord. The other two were dazed for a while before saying at the same time, You're a level 9 formation Grandmaster. Yi Mo nodded. That's right, I'm a level 9 formation Grandmaster. Xie Zhengshi took a cold breath in, and then bowed to Yi Mo. I thought Brother Yi was at most a level 8 formation Grandmaster like me. Sorry for any offense before, please don't mind. It was quite hard for him to say this as Truth Realization State Peak Stage and City Lord of West Cultivator City. One could see how important immortal crystals were to him. Cha Qizhao didn't understand why Xie Zhengshi said this, but Yi Mo knew that Xie Zhengshi was apologizing for trying to ambush him before. Yi Mo waved his hand. Immortal Ascension is very important to me as well, but I don't have enough materials. Would you have some materials, City Lord Xie? I need to make formation flags. He had more than enough for the flags, but if he could use this opportunity to collect materials from Xie Zhengshi, why not? Cha Qizhao also took out large sums of materials. Yi Mo sighed. The West Extreme State cultivators were really wealthy. He took all the materials and then set up a restriction a little further away to make formation flags. 2 days later, Yi Mo came out and saw the two waiting for him. Yi Mo gave a part of the formation flags to Xie Zhengshi and said, I'm going to set up the counter-rotation formation. Release the spirit range first. When I'm done with the formation, I will go into the sinkhole immediately, and you can help me control the formation. I will go break the seal flag. Xie Zhengshi nodded. He didn't have the ability to go in, so he had no choice. He waved, and a huge spirit range appeared. Even Yi Mo was a little tempted. This was a perfect extreme grade spirit range. He wondered where Xie Zhengshi got this from. As soon as it landed, the spirit chi around here became abundant. The extreme grade spirit range landed on the sand, and Xie Zhengshi threw out tens of formation flags, pinning it down. The extreme grade spirit range landed on the sand, and Xie Zhengshi threw out tens of formation flags, pinning it down. Yi Mo set up a spirit-providing formation on the spirit range first, and then rapidly flew around the huge sand sinkhole, setting up formation flags. When Xie Zhengshi saw that Yi Mo placed all the formation flags in the void, his eyes began to flicker. Of course, he had heard of void formation flags. They were an extremely difficult means of setting up formations that he couldn't use yet. It was already very shocking to know that Yi Mo was a level 9 formation Grandmaster, but he didn't expect Yi Mo to be able to set up void formation flags so smoothly. This formation skill was clearly near level 9 peak. He really didn't understand how Yi Mo learned. He even wanted to ask how old Yi Mo was. Was he an old monster who had lived millenniums? Cha Qizhao was dumbfounded. In his eyes, Yi Mo was now almighty. He could easily kill the shadows that he couldn't do anything about and set up level 9 formations so casually. Yi Mo darted above the sand sinkhole and threw out formation flags. Each formation flag seemed to have powerful dimension waves. Although the formation hadn't formed yet, Xie Zhengshi and Cha Qizhao could feel that the space around here changed greatly. One day passed quickly, and the two who were watching Yi Mo set up the formation suddenly felt the earth below them shiver. The two heard a heavy rumble, and the extreme grade spirit range exploded a milky white stream of spirit chi out into the sand sinkhole. Moments later, another crack sounded, and a counter-rotation formation was formed. The spinning sand slowed. The two rejoiced, seeing the formation was set up. Cha Chi-Zhao was left outside to guard the formation, while Xie Zhengshi went inside the formation to guard it for Yi Mo. At the same time, Yi Mo scanned with spirit sense into the sand sinkhole. It was still spinning rapidly and had a pull on him, but it was far weaker than before. However, he still couldn't scan his spirit sense in. It disappeared immediately. Xie Zhengshi could see the huge sinkhole, but Yi Mo was gone. He admired Yi Mo. Even he didn't dare to go in such a sinkhole. Yi Mo's power was higher than his, but he was at most truth realization state peak stage. Could he be an immortal? When Yi Mo came in, he felt the powerful pulling force trying to pull him away, as though taking him to the depths of the earth. There seemed to be a sinkhole within a sinkhole. There were countless layers. Yi Mo felt an extreme sense of dizziness. In this extreme dizziness, he couldn't even stand properly, much less break the seal flag. But he wasn't worried now. He wasn't a Mr. Nud guy. Although he was sure that Xie Zhengshi wouldn't impede him, he still took some precautions. Yi Mo didn't fully use the power of the counter-rotation formation. He spirit treasured up tens of hidden formation flags. He learned these from the ice god Forbidden Grounds. The main purpose of this was to set up a counter-rotation formation inside the sinkhole. It would use the same spirit source as the formation outside, but Xie Zhengshi wouldn't be able to see it. If Xie Zhengshi wanted to see inside the small counter-rotation formation inside the sinkhole, he would have to go inside the sinkhole. Yi Mo didn't believe Xie Zhengshi had the guts to do so. Yi Mo also knew that he needed to set up this counter-rotation formation rapidly, or he might be swept away by the sinkhole. In fact, he didn't even need to move, and the sinkhole spun him around a few times, faster and faster. It was as though the next moment, Yi Mo would disappear into the ground. With Yi Mo's power, he could only barely keep his consciousness, but in that time, Yi Mo had already set up the formation. As he threw out the controlling formation flags, the formation would close. The next moment, Yi Mo slowed down, and the spinning sand didn't have much effect on him. He stopped and saw clearly what was around him. This was a huge sand ditch. Inside the ditch was sand as well. There was nothing at the sand in the bottom, and Yi Mo knew that even if he went up and down a few times, he wouldn't be able to touch anything. The seal flag was a hidden space seal flag. Even if it was here, he wouldn't be able to see it with his eyes and spirit sense. He had to reveal the seal flag first. So when the spin slowed down, Yi Mo immediately released Sisu and hacked at the space around here. Sisu hacked across a 10-meter-long area, and the cultivation essence was blocked. A light pillar was gradually revealed, and there was an 8-trigram disc in the middle. There were thousands of immortal crystals around it, and they all seemed very vibrant, but Yi Mo felt there were less immortal crystals than the first ones, and lower quality too. It was the same quality as the ones he got from Chu Xiaoi. Yi Mo went in and set up a barrier formation first before hacking out with Sisu. He didn't have a way to solve the seal, so he couldn't only attack with force. Tens of hacks later, the spirit chi of the seal flag destabilized, and Yi Mo went into the golden page world at this moment. Suddenly, a huge explosion sounded. The two outside felt there was a problem with the sinkhole. There seemed to be intense spirit chi waves, but they didn't know what was wrong. The explosion and sounds were blocked out by Yi Mo's barrier formation. Before the explosion dissipated, Yi Mo appeared beside the seal flag again, and he saw black chi seeping out. It seemed every seal had such demonic chi, and Yi Mo never planned to let them leave the sinkhole. He released Mist Lotus Heart Fire, Heaven Flame 9 Suns. A red sun appeared above Yi Mo's head and shone clearly in the ditch. The black mist that seeped out dissipated under the sun. Yi Mo didn't stop attacking, however. He released Zisu to attack the formation again. He knew that the greater the damage dealt to the seal flag, the quicker the crack would open. The second explosion sounded, and Yi Mo went into his golden page world. Moments later, Yi Mo came out and didn't attack the seal flag again. After 2 explosions, the period of this flag was probably only 1 day. He could wait that long. 1 day later, Yi Mo went into the pillar like last time. With past experience, he calculated the location of the next seal flag in 6 seconds. At the same time, he threw out formation flags and sealed the 8 trigram disc. Then, he used his octagonal cauldron to shield 100 immortal crystals before hacking again. A huge sound came, and the 8 trigram disc cracked. The moment Yi Mo went in the golden page world, he knew the second seal flag was broken. This time, it was completely crippled. Moments later, Yi Mo left the golden page world. The 8 trigram disc was protected by formation flags, so it didn't dissipate into the void but remained here. As for the 100 immortal crystals the octagonal cauldron protected, only 11 remained. The immortal crystals were indeed much worse in quality, but Yi Mo was already very happy. He sent them into his golden page world before taking away the octagonal cauldron and barrier formation flags. He couldn't be bothered taking the counter-rotation formation flags. "This fast!" the 2 exclaimed. Cha Chizhao asked desperately, "Brother Yi, is the seal broken?" Just when Yi Mo wanted to answer, he felt a tremor below, like an earthquake. Suddenly, something seemed to have exploded. Yi Mo released Blue Moon and said, "The seal flag here is gone. The next one is at the place of the explosion. Let's quickly go see." Yi Mo didn't mention the immortal crystals, and the 2 were embarrassed to ask Yi Mo about them. Tens of thousands of kilometers were nothing for the 3, and they arrived quickly. Tens of thousands of kilometers were nothing for the 3, and they arrived quickly. There was a bottomless ravine before them. Although lots of sand was flowing back in, it wouldn't be filled in a short time. Cha Chizhao looked at Yi Mo in confusion. "The 3rd seal flag, isn't there?" Yi Mo nodded. "That's right. The 3rd seal flag is here, but I don't know why it suddenly exploded." Suddenly, they felt more waves of tremor beneath their feet. Then, another explosion sounded. The seal flag exploded again. "Did you touch something inside the 2nd seal flag?" Xie Zhengshi asked. Now that Xie Zhengshi asked this, Yi Mo immediately realized what was going on. The seal flags were set up so West Extreme State cultivators couldn't achieve immortal ascension. There were substitute seal flags, but he completely broke the 2nd seal flag and took 11 immortal crystals. Would that affect the 3rd seal flag? When the powerful beings set up the formation, if someone could find the 2nd seal flag and take the contents, then he would be able to take all the other seal flags. Thus, he set up this mechanism to destroy all the seal flags. This way, that person wouldn't be able to get more immortal crystals. Then, there were a few more explosions. Yi Mo knew that he didn't need to keep finding seal flags. Cha Chizhao looked at Yi Mo with uncertainty. "Brother Yi, those tremors..." Yi Mo frowned. "I'm not certain, but they probably self-destructed. I don't know the reason why." Of course he knew the reason. He took the immortal crystals, but he wasn't going to explain. He could easily beat Cha Chizhao, but against Xie Zhengshi, he didn't have any confidence. He believed he would probably lose. If he didn't run, he might even die. Just when they were confused, Xie Zhengshi said in surprise and joy, "I sense the time for immortal ascension. It's within half a year." Hearing this, Yi Mo immediately realized that this seal really sealed the entire realm. Now he accidentally broke it. Cha Chizhao was dazed and immediately rejoiced. "Congratulations, City Lord Xie. You can finally ascend into the immortal realm." Then he took out a messenger flying sword and set it out. After that, Cha Qizhao looked at Yi Mo. The messenger flying sword works now. What happened before? It was probably caused by the seal or something. I don't know, Yi Mo said. He was thinking whether to go back to West Cultivator City first or Blue Sand Ditch. But at this moment, Xie Zhengshi looked at Yi Mo in shock. Brother Yi, you're only disaster transformation state level 7? Yi Mo's heart sunk. He didn't expect that Xie Zhengshi actually saw his real power. He wasn't on alert, and Xie Zhengshi sensed the secrets of the world when he felt the immortal ascension and thus saw through his three-birth chant. Yi Mo smiled and saluted with his fists. I'll be going first. We can talk in the West Cultivator City. Then Yi Mo disappeared on Blue Moon. It was better to give an ambiguous answer. If Xie Zhengshi didn't see his power, he could have stayed, but now that he did, he wasn't going to stay with Xie Zhengshi. Xie Zhengshi was too calculated, and he guessed that he took the immortal crystals in the second seal flag. Who didn't want immortal crystals? Especially Xie Zhengshi, who was about to ascend. Why did Brother Yi suddenly leave? Cha Qizhao looked in Yi Mo's direction in confusion. City Lord Xie, it's lucky we have Brother Yi. If he wasn't experienced in formations, this seal flag wouldn't be broken. By the way, what did you mean that Brother Yi was only disaster transformation state, tertiary stage? Brother Yi is definitely truth realization state, tertiary stage. Xie Zhengshi smiled. I probably saw wrong. By the way, I also need to get back to prepare for immortal ascension. Let's say goodbye here. Then Xie Zhengshi got on a top-grade flying cultivation artifact and darted off. Cha Qizhao looked in Xie Zhengshi's direction and shook his head. He also took out a flying cultivation artifact and left towards the exit. After Xie Zhengshi left Cha Qizhao's spirit sense range, he immediately changed directions and chased in Yi Mo's direction. He was certain Yi Mo was only disaster transformation state. No matter how powerful a disaster transformation state was, he would be no match for a truth realization state peak stage. He was desperate to find Yi Mo, just as Yi Mo guessed. He didn't believe Yi Mo didn't have immortal crystals in his hands. For a cultivator about to ascend into the immortal realm, the attraction of immortal crystals was unimaginable. He believed that with his power, there was no problem in catching up to Yi Mo. But 3 days later, Xie Zhengshi was completely disappointed. He had completely lost track of Yi Mo. It was as though Yi Mo never appeared in the sands. Yi Mo's golden page world had sunk to the bottom of the sands while he was cultivating in it. He had sunk 7 immortal crystals into the time formation disk, and the time formation disk spun rapidly while Yi Mo sat above the extreme grade spirit range, holding in immortal crystals. He was planning to get to disaster transformation state peak stage when he got back, but since Xie Zhengshi saw his power level and had bad intentions, Yi Mo changed his mind. Even though Yi Mo was using low-grade immortal crystals, the density of the immortal qi was shocking. The dense spirit qi swirled above Yi Mo's head with some immortal spirit qi. They were all devoured by Yi Mo. Not a single strand was wasted. Ordinary cultivators would have been burst open by this much spirit qi, but with the three-birth chant, the spirit qi quickly turned into cultivation essence. 2 months later, Yi Mo reached disaster transformation state level 8. 6 months later, Yi Mo reached disaster transformation state level 9. 12 months later, the immortal crystals cracked and turned to dust. Now, Yi Mo was disaster transformation state level 9 peak. 12 months of cultivation, and 1 immortal crystal was gone. And this was the immortal crystals being used as a supplement. If he completely used immortal crystals, 10s would be gone. However, the immortal crystals on the time formation disk weren't used up much. Only a little bit. 12 months cultivation had passed in the time formation disk, but only 3 or 4 days passed outside. Yi Mo knew the power of the three-birth chant. As long as he had cultivation resources, he could cultivate very fast. Without it, he was the worse than the worst spirit root. The higher level spirit chi he used, the faster he progressed. Even if he had a bottleneck, a pill would help him get through. But the amount of resources he needed was so terrifying that even a few 9-star sects wouldn't be able to stand it. Which sect could let a sect member use an extreme grade spirit range to cultivate, and more than one at that, and to eat level 8 pills like peanuts and use immortal crystals? Yi Mo still had 3 more immortal crystals left, excluding the ones in the time formation disk. He believed these were enough for him to reach truth realization state level 3. The more he progressed, the more spirit chi he would need. The spirit chi he needed to reach from truth realization state level 1 to level 2 might be 10 to 100 times that of disaster transformation state level 8 to level 9. Disaster transformation state peak stage. He didn't need to keep cultivating anymore. But Yi Mo didn't stop the time formation disk. He still needed to concoct pills. Disaster transformation state peak stage. He didn't need to keep cultivating anymore. But Yi Mo didn't stop the time formation disk. He still needed to concoct pills. The main thing he needed to concoct now were Truth Spirit Pill and Truth Carrot Pill. Both were pills to break through to truth realization state. Yi Mo concocted 2 cauldrons of Truth Spirit Pill, and for the second cauldron, he even concocted 5 special grade Truth Spirit Pills. He also concocted 1 cauldron of Truth Carrot Pill, 3 top grade, and 3 special grade. If he could even concoct special grade Truth Carrot Pills, this meant that he was a solid level 9 pill king. He put away the time formation disk and left the golden page world. Yi Mo appeared in the boundless sands again. He was going to have his truth realization state divine damnation here. For cultivators, those who don't become truth realization state are still insects. Below truth realization state, all cultivators were insects. The reason Yi Mo could fight with truth realization state was because his 3-birth chant was too powerful, or perhaps he hasn't encountered a powerful truth realization state cultivator. This time, Yi Mo didn't use a large pile of spirit stones and set up spirit gathering formation like before. He just took out a spirit range. Only Yi Mo would use an extreme grade spirit range for divine damnation. Yi Mo didn't dare to put it at the place of the divine damnation. He placed it outside and set up a spirit attraction formation. He was certain that his truth realization state divine damnation would be absurdly ferocious. If the extreme grade spirit range was too close, it would be broken. It could still be used, but its effects would be greatly reduced. After setting up the formation, Yi Mo ate a Truth Carrot Pill and used 3-birth chant at full power. The spirit chi of the extreme grade spirit range rushed over to Yi Mo like crazy and instantly formed 8 huge spirit chi whirlpools. Yi Mo found that his disaster transformation state peak stage cultivation essence was still growing and his meridians were still expanding. As Yi Mo devoured more and more spirit chi, the spirit chi whirlpool grew bigger, covering the sky above him completely. Rumble. The sky suddenly darkened. Yi Mo knew this wasn't his divine damnation, as it was about to rain. He was having truth realization state divine damnation during a thunderstorm. In order to reduce the power of the divine damnation, cultivators usually wouldn't choose a rainy day. But Yi Mo wasn't shocked at all. He hoped his divine damnation would be more powerful. He was instead thinking, why didn't he think of having divine damnation in a thunderstorm before? Lightning carkled and the sky grew darker, but Yi Mo just wanted to bring Thed down. Crackle. Pea-sized raindrops fell and grew bigger and bigger until forming a dense veil of rain, but the divine damnation still didn't come. Yi Mo was very confused. Before, the divine damnation would come in half an hour to a few hours, but now It has been one day, but there was nothing but this heavy rain. Yemo was in no rush, but after another 6 days, Yemo felt he was still converting spirit chi to cultivation essence, but there was still no divine damnation. He ate another truth carrot pill, thinking perhaps one wasn't enough. With this, more powerful cultivation essence rose up in his dantian, filling up his meridians immediately. That burning sense and the confinement made him want to break free. He knew if he broke free, the heavens would sense it. The divine damnation was about to come. Yemo rejoiced. But Yemo was disappointed that after he broke free a few meridians and was about to sense the divine damnation, it dissipated. His cultivation essence spirit chi was blocked at major meridians, and that connection with the heavens was severed. What was going on? Yemo began to worry. He felt things weren't right. He still had more truth carrot pills, but only 4 left. Thinking about this, Yemo took a truth spirit pill and ate it. It was similar to the truth carrot pill, but the spirit chi wasn't as pure as the truth carrot pill. Just like before, it was just a little bit from bringing down the divine damnation. Yemo frowned. He thought of his body condensation state divine damnation, although he reached body condensation state, but it didn't feel comfortable. It was as though his divine damnation stopped halfway. This time, he can't even bring the divine damnation here. However, the rain grew heavier and rained non-stop. But no matter how much rain befell the desert, it disappeared immediately. Yemo didn't stop there. He took out another truth spirit pill. He had 18 pills altogether. He didn't believe that was enough to bring a divine damnation. Now, there was even wind. The ferocious wind started a sandstorm. Yemo didn't move at all and ate the 5th truth spirit pill, then 6th, 7th. When Yemo ate the 8th one, he felt his meridians clear up. That barrier between the heavens and earth broke, and an extreme sense of satisfaction was felt. Yemo was shook. He knew his divine damnation was about to come. Now, it started hailing ice bulbs the size of fists. Yemo felt the space around freeze to the bone. It felt like the ice god forbidden grounds, and it was getting colder and colder. The hail, mixed with the thunder, seemed so incoherent. Was this winter lightning? Yemo knew this was all related to his truth realization state divine damnation. He really wanted to know what terrifying divine damnation he was going to have. The sky above him was completely black now, as though splashed with ink. Crack! A vibrant lightning dashed across the sky and rained down. Yemo thought there would be at least 36 arcs. But when this one rained down, Yemo knew he was completely wrong. There was just this one arc. Just one arc, but Yemo's face was pale. He lost his composure. It was just one arc, but it was the size of a bucket. It was pale blue and rained down from the horizon instantly. Before it landed, he felt a lethal threat. That's right, lethal threat. His 3-birth chant gave him extreme sixth sense. He knew that if that lightning arc landed on him, he would be immediately killed. Before he could think, he released 2 low-grade cultivation artifact shields and the octagonal cauldron. Then he used his cultivation essence to the max and shot out lightning sword. Crack! The 2 low-grade cultivation artifact dissipated like paper and didn't even leave some dust. However, the lightning arc's intense killing intent wasn't hindered at all. Yemo cursed. Rumble! He shot out 10s of lightning sword, and combined together, they were bucket-sized, but they were useless facing against that terrifying blue lightning arc. They were crippled instantly. Luckily, after that, the lightning arc shouldn't be as powerful as before. Even so, it was still very powerful. Rumble! Another huge explosion sounded. The lightning arc struck octagonal cauldron, creating a huge vibration before being sent off a few kilometers away. The lightning arc still wasn't done yet. The remaining blue arc completely fell on Yemo. Crack! Yimo's low-grade cultivation artifact was instantly ripped apart, and his flesh flew off his body. Crack! Yimo's low-grade cultivation artifact was instantly ripped apart, and his flesh flew off his body. Yi-Mo spat blood many times, but didn't use any recovery pills. He used three-birth chant to the extreme. He was so heavily beaten, but didn't devour any lightning power at all. If he didn't use his time quickly to absorb this lightning power, when the next divine damnation came, he would be dead for sure. The little remaining lightning power was devoured completely by Yi-Mo. This instant, Yi-Mo felt his cultivation essence rise drastically. Without hesitation, Yi-Mo took out another truth carrot pill and ate it. He devoured the spirit chi of the spirit range like crazy and even took out 2 immortal crystals to consume. His power increased again and again. Yi-Mo began to rejoice that he used extreme grade spirit range, not spirit stones before, or he wouldn't have time to set up spirit gathering formation at all now. He knew this was a plot by the divine damnation. If he can't reach truth realization state level 1 in the shortest time possible, he would be dead. His power rose again and again, but he was just that little bit from truth realization state level 1. Meanwhile, the sky changed color and the blue sky darkened again. Before the second bolt came, the terrifying pressure and killing intent loomed over Yi-Mo's head already. He almost used everything in the first bolt, except for Zissou. But now, he calmed down instead. He didn't know how many lightning arcs there were in the second wave, but he must survive another one. If he was going to die for certain, he would rather hide into the Golden Page world. But he was scared that he would be locked on by the divine damnation and can't even go into the Golden Page world. Crackle! Gray lightning shone in the sky. At the same time, Yi-Mo released 3 more low-grade cultivation artifact shields and another low-grade cultivation artifact armor. He had a lot of low-grade cultivation artifact on him now. 2 gray lightning fell down faster than the first one. These 2 were thicker, faster, and more powerful. Yi-Mo believed that if it was another cultivator, he would have lost the will to fight under such power, but he was different. He had been cultivating under the bitter bamboo, and using immortal spirit chi, the pressure was dominating, but he wasn't scared. If he wasn't prepared, he wouldn't be able to survive the second wave. Crack, crack. Yi-Mo's 3 low-grade cultivation artifact shields were completely pulverized. The 2 lightning bolts thicker than a bucket didn't stop at all. Yi-Mo used lightning sword with full power. More than 50 black lightning sword clashed with the 2 lightning bolts and disappeared. Yi-Mo's face didn't change at all. He sent up Octagonal Cauldron and released Zissou. This was the difference between being prepared and not being prepared. Octagonal Cauldron clashed with the lightning bolts and was flung off kilometers away again. Yi-Mo spat a mouthful of blood due to the aftershock, but his Zissou in a purple ray clashed with the 2 lightning bolts that had been weakened 3 times. Crackle! Purple ray splashed everywhere, and before Yi-Mo could call back Zissou, the remaining 2 lightning bolts landed on him. His armor was pulverized again, and flesh blown apart. Yi-Mo could even hear his bones cracking and shattering, but he didn't have the time to recover. He quickly devoured the lightning source on him. When the sky darkened again, Yi-Mo suddenly howled. His cultivation essence had reached a yardstick, and with this howl, the 2 immortal crystals in his hands cracked. A powerful chi rose out from his body. His howl extended for longer. Crack, crack, crack. Countless cracks sounded from Yi-Mo's body. His bone was instantly healed, and his meridians were completely open now. That powerful feeling made Yi-Mo want to have the next wave come faster. He knew that he had become truth realization state cultivator after that second wave. He reached truth realization state with 3 lightning bolts, but these 3 bolts were more powerful than all of a cultivator's divine damnation in his life combined. Rumble. The divine damnation seemed to have felt that Yi-Mo was truth realization state and hummed furiously. Instantly, 3 black lightning bolts landed. This time, Yi-Mo didn't even use octagonal cauldron. His cultivation essence surged like crazy. He had the impulse to fight the divine damnation with his own power. The first 2 waves, especially the first wave, almost killed him. There was anger and hunger in his urt. He was certain this divine damnation was here to kill him. He would let the divine damnation know that even if he didn't use low-grade cultivation artifact shields and octagonal cauldron, he wasn't scared of it now. He was going to smash this divine damnation. No one can kill him, not even the divine damnation. Yi-Mo could feel the killing intent of the divine damnation. Whether it was someone controlling this or the Heaven Tao, Yi-Mo wasn't so easy to mess with. The lightning arcs seemed to be infuriated by Yi-Mo's cockiness and came down more ferociously. The 3 divine damnation instantly landed. Each one was thicker than the lightning arcs in the second wave. This was completely beyond the power of cultivation realm divine damnation power. Seeing this, Yi-Mo was expressionless. He jumped up from the ground and extended his 2 hands. Nearly 100 lightning sword were shot out. Black divine damnation lightning came down from the heavens, while the black lightning sword struck up to the heavens from the earth, not willing to retreat a single bit. It was as though they were fated enemies. Rumble. Explosions sounded non-stop in the air. Yi-Mo's lightning sword were countless times more powerful after he reached truth realization state. Black lightning rays splashed all over the sky. Sand and stone flung around like a sandstorm filling up the space. Yi-Mo even charged into the range of the clash. And instantly, those black light 9 that seeped out were devoured by him. As though feeling Yi-Mo's lightning sword were too powerful, the bleak sky exploded again. 3 more purple lightning rained down. They were more ferocious and furious than the black lightning before. It was as though Yi-Mo offended its authority and it would devour Yi-Mo at all costs to calm its fury. But this time, Yi-Mo calmed down instead. He devoured so much lightning power and only stabilized his power at truth realization state level 1 primary stage. One could see just how terrifying the amount of spirit chi he needed for truth realization state cultivation was. He was naive to think 3 low-grade immortal crystals could let him reach truth realization state level 3. Yi-Mo released 100 lightning swords again. The moment they clashed, Yi-Mo didn't increase the lightning sword power and instead went into the purple lightning. This time, he felt the tearing power and pressure of the lightning arc as though trying to make him surrender and then tear him apart. Yi-Mo ignored it and didn't even use octagonal cauldron. He just kept devouring the purple lightning. After a while, Yi-Mo felt that feeling was gone. He opened his eyes. The sky was only a little dark, but the divine damnation had completely disappeared. He knew his power would increase many folds after reaching truth realization state, but he was still shook by his truth realization state power. It was too powerful. He was covered in blood, and his clothes hung to his body like rags, but his wounds had completely recovered. Yi-Mo knew the divine damnation was over, but he was more confused. Yi-Mo was confused because there was no rainbow spirit cloud to help him recover and consolidate his state. Second, he only had 9 lightning arcs for divine damnation. Even a nascent soul state cultivator divine damnation was 36 lightning arcs. Yi-Mo was confused because there was no rainbow spirit cloud to help him recover and consolidate his state. Second, he only had 9 lightning arcs for divine damnation. Even a nascent soul state cultivator divine damnation was 36 lightning arcs. The thunderstorm calmed, and the hail stopped. However, there was still some cold air remnant in the sky. The extreme grade spirit range shrunk down a lot. Regardless, Yi-Mo was truth realization state now. The terrifying power of truth realization state cultivation essence surged. That easy manipulation of cultivation essence made Yi-Mo realized how absurd it was that he could fight with truth realization state as disaster transformation state. This made him realize how naive he was to think that truth realization state was just so. It wasn't that truth realization state were weak, but that his power and magic were too powerful. He even felt scared about fighting truth realization state tertiary stage before. If a truth realization state tertiary stage used all his means to stop him, he might not be able to get away. He believed that with his truth realization state level 1 power, he can easily kill multiple versions of himself at disaster transformation state peak stage. The reason he could easily stop truth realization state before was due to 3 birth chance power, but also because he didn't encounter real masters. What if he encountered real powerful truth realization state masters? But immediately, Yi-Mo's confidence swelled up. No matter what happened before, it was now truth realization state. With his current power, even if he encountered the most powerful truth realization state, he wouldn't think he was no match. The only worry he had was cultivation in truth realization state. Usually, after divine damnation, he would be able to reach level 2 of that state, devouring the divine damnation and the spirit cloud. But now, he could only stabilize his power to truth realization state level 1 middle stage. This meant that he was a long way away from truth realization state level 1 peak. Each level he progressed, the amount of spirit chi he needed would multiply. When he reached truth realization state level 9, what would he use to cultivate? Just when Yi-Mo wanted to put away the spirit range and check the blue sand ditch, he felt space ripples. Moments later, a red flying cultivation artifact landed before him. This was an extreme grade flying cultivation artifact. One man and woman got off the flying artifact. The man had a square face and distinguished features. He seemed very young, seemed powerful, but Yi-Mo saw he was truth realization state level 4. He definitely wasn't young. The woman was body condensation state level 3, but what shook Yi-Mo was not her power, but her beauty. She was definitely the number 1 beauty he had seen in West Extreme State. She was even prettier than Len Ruofei. It wasn't that her face is better than Len Ruofei, but her body was too good. It was so perfect that an extra centimeter more or less would feel imperfect. This made Yi-Mo think of Qingru and Ao Qiandai. If it wasn't that her qi was chaotic, she was on par with Ao Qiandai. Brother Yang, we found an extreme grade spirit range. The woman scanned Yi-Mo's extreme grade spirit range and said excitedly. The square-faced youth nodded. That's right. We're lucky. You ergo take it. The beautiful woman looked at Yi-Mo with disgust. Brother Yang, this trash is so annoying. He's so shabby, and yet his dog eyes are staring at my body. The man gazed at Yi-Mo and said, this man isn't trash. He's at least a truth realization state cultivator, but only level 1. Yi-Mo didn't hide his power after reaching truth realization. Hearing this, the woman was shook. Yi-Mo didn't seem very old, even younger than her, but how could he be truth realization state level 1? Yi-Mo felt the square-faced man's power as soon as he came. That force was formed with long-term confidence. It meant that this cultivator was able to kill people beyond his level like him. They clearly saw his spirit attraction formation, and yet said the spirit range was found by them. Before the woman could take the spirit range, Yi-Mo casually sent it inside his golden page world. The woman saw the empty sands before her, and dazed before looking sulkily at the male cultivator. The man glared coldly at Yi-Mo. Take out the spirit range, and put it here, then piss off. Yi-Mo couldn't even be bothered speaking to this arrogant guy. He was ready to fight. Just when the man was about to attack Yi-Mo, a powerful cultivation essence wave came through the air. Both Yi-Mo and the man's attention was caught by this. After that, an extremely vibrant golden ray flashed. A middle-aged man stumbled out of the ray. As soon as he did, he released his flying cultivation artifact, wanting to leave. Yi Mo was very familiar with this golden light. It was the space transmission rune. Meng Qi used this when she left. They were very rare and precious. This meant that the middle-aged man came from another realm. He was Truth Realization State Level 9, and yet he was so beaten. Clearly, he was running with a space transmission rune. Just what being was hunting him? Before the man could fully activate his flying cultivation artifact, the square-faced man stood before him. Yi Mo was confused. The square-faced youth was powerful, but he was only Truth Realization State Level 4. He dared to stop a Truth Realization State Level 9. Was he bold or powerful? Seeing this, the Truth Realization State Level 9 threw out a golden sword at the square-faced man. The man didn't even flinch and just smashed towards the sword with his fist. Thud. Cultivation essence splashed everywhere, and space rattled. They each took a few steps back. The Truth Realization State Level 9 didn't gain any advantage. His golden sword fell back in his hands, but he was dazed. He didn't expect a mere Truth Realization State Level 4 could take his blow and not be injured. The youth looked at his fist in shock. There was a blood gash. He didn't expect this Truth Realization State Level 9 from another realm to be this powerful. Yi Mo's eyes narrowed. This square-faced cultivator was so powerful. His cultivation essence was no par with Xie Shengshi, maybe even higher. A Truth Realization State Level 4 had such power. Yi Mo was certain that if the two fought, Xie Shengshi might not be a match. There was such a powerful master in West Extreme State. Moments later, in the space where the golden light came, a dark crevice opened up. It was very sudden. Yi Mo scanned with spirit sense inside. It was boundless and full of nothingness. Yi Mo immediately realized what was going on. This was a dimensional tear. This meant that a powerful being from another realm tore into the Luo Yu's realm and wants to come here. Yi Mo has only heard of a Chujiu who was able to tear the dimension of a realm. Yi Mo really didn't understand. He just had a divine damnation, and he encountered such powerful cultivators. Yi Mo really didn't understand. He just had a divine damnation, and he encountered such powerful cultivators. Moments later, he realized that the middle-aged man used a space transmission rune destabilizing the realm barrier, and thus the pursuing cultivator could chase over. If the dimension stabled, he probably wouldn't be able to tear it. But even so, this was very terrifying. Going from one realm to another meant you had to pass through the void. One mistake, and you would die there. This meant two things. First, the pursuer is very powerful, and second, there was unresolvable feud between the two, or he wouldn't risk chasing here. A flaming red figure appeared before them. It was a Truth Realization State peak stage cultivator. He didn't have much hair and looked very young. His skin was very white, and there was full of pride in his eyes. It was as though there was only one human in this world, and everyone else were insects. As soon as he landed, Yi Mo felt an astounding pressure from him. Yi Mo immediately knew this person's domain was in great completion. The middle-aged man was shook seeing this red-robed cultivator and said coldly, Fong Izong, you can tear open dimension. Tear open dimension. The Truth Realization State Level 4 was also shook, and his face changed drastically. Without hesitation, he shot out a messenger flying sword. Clearly, he didn't feel he was a match for Truth Realization State peak stage who could tear open dimensions. But this Fong Izong stood above the Sand River and had the face of surprise and joy. After a long while, he suddenly laughed. This place allows immortal ascension. It really allows immortal ascension. Everyone looked at him in confusion. But Yi Mo knew that the realm this Fang Yizong came from probably couldn't ascend to. Meng Zhen, I really need to thank you. If you didn't use space transmission rune, I really can't tear open the dimension. If I can't, then I wouldn't know this place allows immortal ascension. Ha ha ha. Fang Yizong laughed hysterically. Meng Zhen's face looked bad. He didn't expect him to have helped his enemy. Then Fang Yizong scanned the people here, and his eyes foxed on the green-robed woman. Such a beautiful woman. If you didn't sleep with so many men, you would be a gem. The square-faced youth's face changed and said coldly, "Friend, please be respectful." Respectful? Fang Yizong laughed and looked at Meng Zhen, seeing that you gave me your own woman and grant me the chance of immortal ascension, I'll kill you last. I'll kill these two insects first. As for this woman, I still need to enjoy her. Meng Zhen's face sunk and didn't talk. The square-faced youth couldn't hold in his anger and waved his hand. A yellow string was released. It formed a vibrant yellow beam and shot at Fang Yizong. Yi Mo saw this and applauded. This youth was a sword cultivator, and his sword technique was very fierce. Yi Mo could tell that this youth can easily kill Mu Feihuan. Fang Yizong saw this and seemed surprised. In that instant, he released a hoop. It was the same color as his clothes and formed a red circle encompassing the youth. There was the sound of teeth rubbing, and the yellow sword ray cracked and disappeared. The red-robed cultivator sneered and released the hoop again. This time, it changed into a huge red hammer smashing at the head of the youth. The youth was shook and released a black umbrella magic artifact. The hammer landed on the umbrella and made a deep thud. Crack. There was a deep mark on the black umbrella magic artifact. The square-faced youth was smashed a few hundred meters away, spitting blood on the ground like crazy. The truth realization state cultivators here are this powerful. The red-robed cultivator saw that his second attack only made the truth realization state level 4 spit blood instead of taking his life. When he was about to attack, 4 people flew over. Yi Mo knew 2 of them, Third God Lord and Xie Zhengshi. Of the other toe, one seemed feeble, almost feminine like, the other one was a bronze-skinned bulky man. They were all truth realization state peak stage except Jiao Huanjing. You're already truth realization state. Xie Zhengshi exclaimed in shock. Even though he was certain he didn't see wrong before, he began to doubt now. He would never believe that Yi Mo reached truth realization state level 1 from disaster transformation state level 7 in half a month. The only possibility was that he saw wrong. Thinking about this, he began to rejoice that he didn't attack Yi Mo, or the consequence wouldn't essence blood so simple. Jiao Huanjing was the happiest to see him. He walked up to Yi Mo and said, "Brother Yi, I didn't expect to meet you here. Qi Zhao told me everything. Thank you so much. Thank you." Then the feeble cultivator came up and said, "I'm Jiemu, second god, lord of god beast, mountain range." Then he pointed at the bulky man. "He's Heartless Forest South region, Lord Ji Changtian. You know City Lord Xie, so I won't introduce." Ji Changtian and Jiemu nodded politely to Yi Mo. They could tell Yi Mo's power was a little low, but he was a formation grand master. Yi Mo just nodded to them as well. "You attack Xiaoyang?" Ji Changtian glared at the red-robed cultivator. The red-robed cultivator looked at Ji Changtian contemptuously. "Who do you think you are? Do I need to let you know when I, Fang Yizong, attack someone?" Then, before Ji Changtian could release his magic artifact, his hoop smashed at Ji Changtian while he charged at the square-faced youth. Seeing that Fang Yizong was so condescending towards him, Ji Hongtian was furious. He released a black branch. As soon as it came out, it turned into countless sky-scraping trees looming at the hoop. He also jumped up, wanting to stop the red-robed cultivator. "Ha ha!" The red-robed cultivator laughed, and his chi rose again. A ripple visible to the eye formed around him. Before Ji Changtian even neared it, he felt his body paused. There was extreme shock in his eyes. He spat mouthfuls of blood before forcefully retreating. That red-robed cultivator ignored Ji Changtian and came to the square-faced youth, punching with his fist. Seeing this, the youth wanted to dodge, but he was bound like Ji Changtian. The youth knew he fell into domain. This was the first time he had seen such terrifying domain. This meant that Fang Yizong didn't even try before. Xiao Yang wanted to burn Essence blood to escape, but he reacted too slow. The punch landed on his head, smashing half of his face away. Then, Red Robe kicked into Yang Xiu's chest, and that bone-cracking sound came. Everyone heard it clearly. Yi Mo didn't move, but he knew his conjecture before was right. This red-robed cultivator's domain was very powerful. This was true great completion domain. Xiao Yang was kicked flying and splashing blood in the air. Luckily, he had a top-grade cultivation artifact and wasn't kicked into pieces. Xiao Yang was kicked flying and splashing blood in the air. Luckily, he had a top-grade cultivation artifact and wasn't kicked into pieces. Ji Changtian saw this, and his eyes went red with fury. He leaped up and caught Xiao Yang, who was about to die, and threw in tens of pills into his mouth. Putting him aside, he turned back and said to Xie Zhengshi and Second God Lord, City Lord Xie, God Lord Jie, "This person hurts my Xi South Domain young Lord so arrogantly. Please help me in fighting this man." The two glanced at each other and nodded in agreement. Even Third God Lord, who wasn't invited, released his magic artifact. Xie Zhengshi and Jiao Huanzheng looked at Yi Mo. But Yi Mo didn't even move his finger, clearly not intending to fight. Of course, Yi Mo wasn't going to fight. If he would have stopped this red-robed cultivator before Xiao Yang was heavily injured. Seeing this, Xie Zhengshi and Third God Lord didn't ask. Xie Zhengshi's magic artifact was a red flaming bird. Jiemu's magic artifact was a 9-ringed sword. Yi Mo immediately knew it was an extreme-grade cultivation artifact when he saw it. Jiao Huanjing, seeing that Yi Mo didn't attack, and Ji Changtian didn't ask him to attack, so he didn't activate the magic artifact in his hands. However, Ji Changtian and them's magic artifact already loomed over Fang Yizong, the place where he was instantly darked into a dark forest. Amongst the trees were half red and half white. The flame and sword rays seemed to be completely devouring Fang Yizong, and indeed, Fang Yizong was nowhere to be seen. However, Yi Mo took notice of that Meng Zhen. Theoretically, now was the best time to run. Why didn't he move? Immediately, Yi Mo noticed that the red flaming bird and the sword paused. The reason they paused was because the domains of the three combined were completely crushed by Fang Yizong. They were defeated in a few seconds. Before Yi Mo could see the exact situation, he heard a rumble. Huge explosions came from underneath the trees. A red golden hoop rose out from below and instantly crippled the flaming bird, black forest, and white sword ray. Xie Zhengshi couldn't even take his red bird back and released a shield. Even so, the hoop struck the shield and Xie Zhengshi spat mouthfuls of blood and was heavily injured. Jiemu's 9-ringed sword wasn't struck away, but his face was pale, and he spat blood in the air after retreating a few hundred meters. Ji Changtian suffered the most. The instant his forest shadow crippled, he was heavily targeted by Fang Yizong's hoop. That hoop struck on his chest. There was sound of bones cracking. Ji Changtian was smashed away, spitting blood. That branch landed below Yi Mo. Yi Mo felt it was extraordinary and picked it up. An ancient sensation rose up into his chest. It was extraordinary indeed. Ji Changtian immediately ate a few pills and waved his hand, and the branch flew out of Yi Mo's hands. Yi Mo could have kept it, but that wasn't his character. That was robbing. Xie Zhengshi and Jia Mu looked at this red-robed cultivator in shock. His power was this terrifying. They were all about to ascend into the immortal realm. Yet in their combined attack, they were beaten in one go. What power was this? Was he an immortal? But to them, Fang Yizong was clearly just truth realization state peak stage. Yi Mo sighed. He knew that the three were no match for Fang Yizong, but they weren't so weak as to being crippled in one strike. They all made the same mistake, thinking that truth realization state all had domain. They thought that their domain combined together would be at least on par or stronger with Fang Yizong. In fact, they thought right. Domains added together would greatly increase its power, but their domains combined were a far cry from Fang Yizong. This was because they cultivated fake domains. Fang Yizong had real domain that was in great completion. Without a doubt, their fake domain was due to the Heaven 36 domains. But after their battle with Fang Yizong, if they don't die, they would soon realize the problem with their domain and fix it slowly. It's not impossible that they eventually reach Fang Yizong's level. Meanwhile, the green-robed woman retreated in horror. She wanted to release her magic artifact and run away. But Fang Yizong suddenly smiled at her and reached out cultivation essence giant hand, pulling her. The armor on her was torn away like paper. Only a red cloth blocked her pair of perfect chest. The clean and white skin coupled with the red band around her chest brought about stunning enticement to this barren place. If you dare to go again, I will take away the last thing left on your body. Fang Yizong smiled. His tone was very soft. Even Yi Mo applauded this woman's seductive figure. She was naturally born to seduce men. If it wasn't that his mind was countless times stronger than ordinary cultivators, even he would be into her. Only then did the green-robed woman realize her clothes were gone. She screamed and covered her chest. It could be said that Yi Mo was the only person who could see her right now. Xie Zhengshi and them were busy recovering. Xiaoyang was half dead. Third God Lord was completely uninterested in the woman and just looked at Fang Yizong in shock. Yi Mo just scanned a few times and lost interest. No matter how seductive she was, he wasn't interested. Her tainted chi made him lose all interest. Fang Yizong glanced at Yi Mo and Zhao Huanjing and said, "Don't worry, I will kill all those who saw you. Stay with me obediently. I don't mind you having slept with so many men, but I will kill them all." Then he laughed and stared at Zhao Huanjing. "Are you going to do it yourself, or should I?" Zhao Huanjing was shook, not understanding why the man picked him first. Clearly, it was impossible for him to kill himself. He was about to release his magic artifact. But at this moment, Yi Mo suddenly appeared next to him and stopped him. "Brother Zhao, you're no match for this trash. Let me teach him a lesson." Seeing this, Zhao Huanjing said with surprise and joy, "Thank you, Brother Yi. Be careful." Then he retreated a few hundred meters. Xie Zhengshi saw that Fang Yizong easily crippled them, but Yi Mo still dared to go up and felt even more fear. Yi Mo dared to go up, meaning he was confident. He even dared to fight Fang Yizong. If he dared to look for Yi Mo's trouble before, how could things end well? Even Ji Changtian and Jia Mu looked at Yi Mo in confusion. So was Meng Zhen. Even the green-robed woman looked at Yi Mo in shock. This was suicide. Fang Yizong was dazed by Yi Mo's action and stared at him for a long time before laughing. Zhao Huanjing is a good person. He was of huge help for breaking through to truth realization state. If Fang Yizong didn't try to attack him and Zhao Huanjing, Yi Mo wasn't going to intervene. But Fang Yizong attacked Zhao Huanjing. With how cruel Fang Yizong was, Zhao Huanjing probably wouldn't even be able to escape with essence spirit. Zhao Huanjing is a good person. He was of huge help for breaking through to truth realization state. If Fang Yizong didn't try to attack him and Zhao Huanjing, Yi Mo wasn't going to intervene. But Fang Yizong attacked Zhao Huanjing. With how cruel Fang Yizong was, Jiao Huanjing probably wouldn't even be able to escape with essence spirit. I wanted to leave you to last, but since you don't want to live, don't blame me then. Fang Yizong's chi exploded on the last word and loomed over Yi Mo. The universe ring spun above his head while his domain exerted out. He was going to bind Yi Mo into his domain and insult him before killing him. A mere truth realization state, level 1 thought he was number 1 in the world. Yi Mo didn't move and let Fang Yizong's domain completely bind him. He wanted to feel the difference between Fang Yizong and his domain. He wouldn't be able to feel it if he didn't go into it. Seeing that Yi Mo was bound by his domain without resistance, Fang Yizong deigned to attack Yi Mo and instead scorned. Young man, you just reached truth realization state, and your power skyrocketed. Therefore you think you're number 1 in the world? What a pity this number 1 is so short-lived. Yi Mo used 3 birth chant in Fang Yizong's domain, and instantly realized that Fang Yizong's domain was completely different to his. It was still a real domain. Yi Mo knew that domain wasn't set. Every cultivator could form their unique domain based on their talents and abilities. Power, will, state, all could form domain. Even the fake domain emulated with cultivation essence that Xie Shengshi and them could become real domain. Understanding Fang Yizong's domain, Yi Mo didn't have any more concerns and looked at him coldly. You're right. After I reached truth realization state, although I don't feel I'm invincible, but trash like you pose no threat to me anymore. Then Yi Mo's power also rose drastically, and he completely released his domain. His domain was the combination temperament and will state. If opponents fell into his domain, he would be able to see their weakness clearly. This was state domain. Fang Yizong just wanted to fling Yi Mo, but his face suddenly changed, and immediately threw out his universe ring. In that instant, he felt Yi Mo wasn't in his domain at all. At the same time, he felt his domain was crippling. That cracking sound told him that his domain was starting to break. It was slow, but still breaking. If his domain completely cracked, he would be in Yi Mo's domain. Even though he wasn't scared of that, he would be at the complete lower hand. His domain completely dominated the 3 before, but now Yi Mo was by himself and attacked his domain had completely formed. Even so, his domain couldn't stop Yi Mo's domain at all. Thus, it was obvious this young person was no truth realization state level 1. He was in truth realization state peak stage old monster. Fang Yizong's pride has been in his domain. He had never encountered a cultivator whose domain could defend against his in the same cultivation state. Now, Yi Mo's domain easily crippled his domain. So, Fang Yizong repaired his domain while attacking. Meng Jin knew Fang Yizong quite well. When he saw Yi Mo being trapped in Fang Yizong's domain, he knew Fang Yizong would mock Yi Mo for a while, but instead, Fang Yizong used the universe ring. At the same time, Yi Mo released Sisu. A purple ray sliced across the sky, releasing countless purple sword rays. Illusion cloud formation kill strike. Fang Yizong's universe ring formed a huge ring in the air, emitting sharp red killing rays. But before the ring completely landed, it was swept by Yi Mo's countless purple sword rays. Crack! The ring instantly broke free from the purple sword rays, but before it could land, more purple sword rays rushed out like crazy. Illusion cloud division strike. Feeling the endless purple sword rays, Fang Yizong was impatient. He grunted and raised both hands. That universe ring suddenly divided into countless red halos. They instantly broke free from the illusion cloud formation kill sword ray and smashed at Yi Mo. Yi Mo's eyes narrowed. Such a powerful magic artifact. Without hesitation, octagonal cauldron appeared above his head, and he sliced out with tens of metamorphic spirit sense blades. Yi Mo knew his power was a little weaker than Fang Yizong. If Fang Yizong completely recovered, he might really not be a match. So, now, while Fang Yizong's domain is broken, he would use this opportunity to heavily injure him. If he heavily injured Fang Yizong, even if he recovered his sense, he wouldn't be afraid of him. Fang Yizong also wanted to heavily injure Yi Mo first and slowly deal with him. But at this important moment, his spirit sense ached. Fang Yizong immediately knew things weren't good. Yi Mo had spirit sense cultivation method, a rather strong one. But Fang Yizong was no ordinary truth realization state. He instantly forced out the metamorphic spirit sense blades from his sea of consciousness and waved his hand. A gust of black chi seeped out his hand. Yi Mo also applauded Fang Yizong. Ever since he reached truth realization state, his metamorphic spirit sense blades were many times stronger than before, and yet Fang Yizong forced them out in less than 2 seconds. Seeing Fang Yizong summon the black chi, Yi Mo immediately fell vigilant and summoned out shadowless. Due to the spirit sense blades, the universe ring only rung the octagonal cauldron. The difference in power was huge. Originally, it would have been able to make Yi Mo spit blood. The two clashed, and the cultivators on the side could barely see it. They were very shocked. They thought Yi Mo would be instantly killed, but now it was clear that Yi Mo had a slight upper hand. Xie Zhengshi didn't expect this at all. Neither did Zhao Huanjing. He was planning to help if Yi Mo was in a slight trouble. But now he realized that he didn't have the opportunity to help at all. Didn't this mean that if Ji Sihongtian, Xie Zhengshi, and Jiemu attacked together, they would be no match for Yi Mo? Realizing this, Zhao Huanjing rejoiced for being friends with Yi Mo. Mengzhen, also dazed. He didn't really expect that the person to stop Fang Yizong would be this weakest truth realization state level 1 cultivator. He knew Fang Yizong's power all too well. He might not be invincible in truth realization state, but there wouldn't be more than 10 people who can beat Fang Yizong. Yet, this truth realization state level 1 was evenly matched with Fang Yizong. What logic was this? Was it that in this realm, the lower cultivation level you were, the more powerful you were? Mengzhen immediately realized that now was the best time to run. He didn't run before because he knew it was pointless. But now that Yi Mo was holding off Fang Yizong, he would be an idiot to not run. Mengzhen instantly released his flying cultivation artifact and disappeared. Fang Yizong didn't do anything, and thus Mengzhen knew he succeeded. Fang Yizong watched Mengzhen run away, but he couldn't chase him and felt furious. The black mist started to expand after releasing it, but he felt it was too slow. He immediately spat a mouthful of essence blood onto it. The black mist immediately started to expand rapidly and made humming sounds. Moments later, the humming sound was revealed to be countless sesame seed-sized bugs. Some were pale black, some were gray, and some were silver. They were all very small, but they all had a mouth and no antennae. Moments later, the humming sound was revealed to be countless sesame seed-sized bugs. Some were pale black, some were gray, and some were silver. They were all very small, but they all had a mouth and no antennae. Suddenly, Yi Mo felt his spirit sense go black. It was as though his vision suddenly stopped, and the spirit sense he lost was completely gone. Yi Mo immediately knew things weren't good. He knew what bugs they were, but before he could react, Zisu fell down due to his spirit sense being blocked out. The purple sword rays became messy and dissipated after his universe ring swung. The universe ring then darted at Yi Mo like lightning. Yi Mo didn't have time to think much, and forcefully used tens of spirit sense blades while barely controlling octagonal cauldron. Rumble. Yi Mo was smashed out 1 kilometer with octagonal cauldron. He spat a few mouthfuls of blood in the air before barely be able to stand up. He quickly ate 2 spirit recovery pills and released mist lotus heart fire. Zhao Huanjing couldn't even react, fast enough to help Yi Mo. Fong Yizong already considered Yi Mo very dangerous and chased over immediately. He released the universe ring again, as well as countless small bugs. This wasn't it. Huge gray net also loomed over at Yi Mo. Yi Mo grunted. He recognized these bugs and already suffered due to it once. How could he let that happen again? Mist Lotus Heartfire emitted a faint red beam, and that redness turned into a sun, releasing countless red beams at the bugs. Heaven Flame 9 Suns. It was just at level 1, but Yi Mo felt it was enough to suppress these bugs. These bugs were God-devouring bugs, ranked 6th on the rare bugs ranking. They were more powerful than the fire-eating bugs, as well as the spirit-devouring bugs. Those fire-eating bugs he encountered were just babies. As for spirit-devouring bugs, if Yi Mo didn't happen to find an exit, the consequences would be unknown. Yet, spirit-devouring bugs were only ranked 11th. God-devouring bugs were one of few bugs who could devour spirit sense in the cultivation realm. When they're newly born, they're black, but once they began to mature, they would begin to get lighter in color. When they became colorless, they would be invincible. Many of Fong Yizong's God-devouring bugs were turning grue, but they were still a long way away from colorless. If he didn't have Heaven Flame 9 Suns, Yi Mo would have to run away as far as possible. Yi Mo could use Lightning Sword if it was some ordinary cultivator controlling them, but for Fong Yizong, Lightning Sword wasn't enough to completely kill the God-devouring bugs. This was because before Lightning Sword could kill the bugs, he would have been killed or subjugated already. When Fong Yizong saw Mist Lotus Heartfire, there was greed and overjoy in his eyes. He recognized it immediately. The number 3 ranked rare flame in the cultivation realm, ranked 17th in the entire universe. He had to get such flame. This flame could annihilate God-devouring bugs easily, but it needed some time. He believed he would be able to capture Yi Mo in such time, but his face changed drastically. Yi Mo's Mist Lotus Heartfire didn't attack the bugs immediately. Instead, it formed a red sun that shot out countless red beams. Those dark bugs instantly turned to dust under such rays. Those lighter-colored ones lost their energy and began to struggle. Fong Yizong's face was very bad. He didn't expect Yi Mo to have such magic, using Heaven Flame to morph into a sun. He believed this was only the primary stage of this magic, otherwise he wouldn't even have a chance to attack. Seeing this, Fong Yizong's face snarled, and he spat a few mouthfuls of essence blood. Universe ring, and the gray net grew even more powerful, and loomed over at Yi Mo. Yi Mo ate 2 spirit recovery pills, but his spirit sense had been greatly exerted. His face was pale. Without the spirit recovery pill, he wouldn't dare to stay and fight Fong Yizong even with Heaven Flame 9 Suns. Yi Mo also burned a mouth of essence blood and released Illusion Cloud Division and Formation Kill Strike again. When countless purple sword rays trapped Fong Yizong's universe ring again, Yi Mo took back Zisu and hacked out the 3rd strike. Illusion Cloud Domain Shatter Strike. His domain was stronger than Fong Yizong's domain, and with time his domain could slowly cripple Fong Yizong's domain. But he felt it was too slow. He needed to finish the battle fast. Zisu shone like a luminous pearl in the darkness, and instantly, tens of cracks appeared in Fong Yizong's domain. Only now did the net collide with Octagonal Cauldron. This time, Octagonal Cauldron was trapped by the net. Yi Mo wasn't scared. His Octagonal Cauldron had the lower hand, not because it was a bad magic artifact, but his cultivation essence and spirit sense was much weaker than Fong Yizong. Now, he put more cultivation essence and spirit sense into Zisu. He was going to shatter this domain. Crack. Fong Yizong heard this and was scared soulless. Yi Mo knew that if he gave Fong Yizong 10s of metamorphic spirit sense blades, he would be instantly defeated, but he couldn't. He couldn't even use Lightning Sword anymore. Fong Yizong completely realized now that no matter in means or power level, there was nothing he could do to Yi Mo. He was certain now that Yi Mo was just a truth realization state level 1, but there was nothing he could do. Fang Yizong wasn't thinking about how to kill Yi Mo anymore. He was thinking about how to escape. He had a feeling that something strange was staring at him, bidding its opportunity, but his spirit sense couldn't find it. Plus, there were a few truth realization state peak stage staring at him on the side. He felt this wasn't good. Fang Yizong called back the god-devouring bugs immediately. They were dying under Yimo's heaven flame 9 suns. If this continued, he would lose all of it. If they fully matured, he would be able to dominate anywhere he went. How could he let all of it die? The instant they were pulled away, the universe ring trapped by illusion cloud formation kill strike exploded and formed countless red rings, smashing at Yi Mo. As soon as Fang Yizong pulled away the bugs, Yi Mo felt easiness. They couldn't keep devouring his spirit sense, but controlling Heaven Flame 9 suns was no easy matter. He ignored the universe ring and burst his cultivation essence, flicking away the net with Octagonal Cauldron. The instant he took back his Octagonal Cauldron, Yi Mo's domain expanded out. He was going to trap Fang Yizong first and kill him with Lightning Sword and Zisu. Fang Yizong didn't expect Yi Mo's domain to trap him this quickly. As soon as his domain shattered, he couldn't retreat at all. His face immediately changed. He knew he did at least 2 things wrong. Although his bugs didn't have any direct effect, he shouldn't have pulled them back. Second, he shouldn't have let the Octagonal Cauldron escape from his net. Seeing Xie Zhengshi and them close in on him, Fang Yizong finally couldn't calm down anymore. He knows that if he can't break free of Yi Mo's domain quickly, he would be dead. Fang Yizong flung his hand and ate a pill. You're tuning into the Mystic Fist YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.